Truth, justice, and the Big Sills way. You see, some of the report card renderings are not true. We get them directly from the National Football League, and we get them directly from the NFLPA. By the way, I saw Twiz say something up here before the start of the show, and it was something to do with the Miami Dolphins being number one. Here, you see this here? Reyes, Miami was number one. Can't put a lot of stock into that BS. Jets owner got a B. Okay? Folks, this got nothing to do with winning. This is how you treat your team. This has got nothing to do with winning. This is how you treat your employees. It's got nothing to do with that. This has nothing to do with winning. You know that little suggestion box that you have at work? Okay? You know that little suggestion box that you write little tiny things on a piece of paper and you put it in? That's exactly what this is. By the way, these are the current players on your team. These are the current players on the Philadelphia Eagles that are commenting on the team. There's little excerpts. By the way, I just sent Xander the NFL Players Association version, not the bullshit that the media will put out. This is from the NFLPA. And so we're going to read it. By the way, one more time. This has got nothing to do with winning. This is how you treat people. Once again, you're missing the point. This is how you treat your employees. And for the record, this is not media people. These are the players. The players and their opinions on your team. So wait a minute. Before we get into some of the comments, because we have all the comments about your football team and where you're currently ranked. Okay? Once again, hey, Reyes, this ain't me. These are the Eagle players talking. Whatever you want to fucking do, guy. These are the Philadelphia Eagle players talking about the owner, talking about how they're treated. This is not my opinion. This is Jordan Mailata's opinion. This is Jalen Hurts' opinion. This is A.J. Brown's opinion. This is not mine. Okay? We know. Okay? Well, I don't think you do know. So let's go. And the Philadelphia Eagles, NFL Players Association, their ranking is 22nd out of 32 teams in how the organization treats their players. 22nd. And see, get this, bullshit. Well, here, what we'll do is, because most of you won't believe what your own players are saying, we'll do it this way. Okay? We'll do it this way. The NFL Players Association has ranked the Philadelphia Eagles. By the way, your own players did this, not Big Sills. And you're going to think I'm doing this. And of course, you think that I'm lying. Okay? The Philadelphia Eagles are currently ranked 22nd. 22nd. There you have it. So let's go down the list. The Eagles in family treatment are ranked 27th. Here's the comments. The players feel that the team organizes family events a couple times a year, which ranks 18 out of 32. They got a C-. Okay? You think that's a lie? How they treat families. By the way, you may think they stink. These are the players on the Eagles saying this. Who do you think they got the survey from? Philadelphia Eagle players. You're not listening. This is not media. This is not other players from other teams. This is how the Eagle players think of your team. Let's continue. Food and dining area. Players are frustrated that mealtimes overlap in the organization's business staff, leading to crowded and limited seats. They would prefer staggered mealtimes, but they're 7th out of 32 teams, which is fucking fabulous. I can tell you this. I did this with the Buccaneer fans this morning. They couldn't believe how bad the Glazers are as owners. Okay? Hit the like button. Super chats go to the top. By the way, that's important. Nutrition and dietitian. They ranked 18 out of 32. The players feel that their team dietitian is moderately accessible and ranked 25 out of 32. The ranking came in at 28 out of 32 teams. Nutrition and dietitian. That's where they ranked the Eagles. 18 out of 32. They were ranked, what was it? 28th. Locker room. 73% of the players feel they have enough room in their individual lockers and ranked 22 out of 32. The Eagle locker room is ranked in facilities 25 out of 32 teams. Training room. Players feel they have enough cold tub space, 19 out of 32. Their training room is 19th out of 32. Bottom end of the league. This is one of the more important ones. Okay? This is one of the more important ones. Training staff. The players feel that the training staff moderately contributes to the overall success. They're 9th out of 32 teams. I think that's a great grade. Training staff is one of the more important things you could possibly have. Strength coaches, 28th out of 32. 88% of the Eagle players reported that they get individual training planned from their strength coach, ranking them 27 out of 32. That's a poor grade. Or actually a poor ranking. Ain't no lies. Okay? This is what and how you treat your players. This has got nothing to do with winning. This is ownership. And by the way, I didn't vote this. The Philadelphia Eagle players did this. Okay? As much as you want to try to make this into a fucking lie, okay? Yeah, well, guess what, dude? Who says this? Yeah, well, I don't give a fuck what you think as a player. I care how it is when I go to work somewhere. How's the work environment when I show up? That matters. I don't give a fuck what you fans think. What's it like showing up to a place of work? This is what the players on the Eagles are saying. Travel, F, 30 out of 32. 43% of the Eagle players believe they have comfortable amount of personal space on team flights, which means this. They don't fly like other teams do. The Bucs have this problem. The players feel that their team's travel schedule is very efficient, a rank of 26 out of 32 teams. The players feel they should get first-class seats on team flights instead of the coaching staff. So wait a minute. Nick Sirianni sits in first class, and Jalen Hurts and the rest of those guys sit and coach? And that's just appropriate for the Philadelphia Eagles, baby. Make sure that executive and Howie and everyone else and those narrow asses of theirs, and you got guys like Jordan Mailata and Jordan Davis on that team, and you guys put them in those narrow-ass M. Reyes seats. Even M. Reyes in his narrow ass can't fit in those plane seats. And you got people like Jordan Mailata on that team and Jordan Davis and little narrow-ass Howie Roseman's in a first-class seat. It's so Eagle. AJ probably wrote F down the list. This is great. Hey, by the way, the players filled this out. The players filled this out. Okay? I didn't fill this out. This is fucking great. Oh, here's a better one. I know everyone saw A-, but I'll tell you what really the grade is. 93% Eagle players feel their head coach is efficient with their time and ranked him 19 out of 32. The players feel that Sirianni is moderately receptive to locker room feedback on the team's needs, ranking him 18 out of 32 head coaches. A little bit different than what you thought when you saw the A-. You got to read the player comments. These are the Philadelphia Eagle guys. This is what they said about your coach. Almost 100% of the Eagle players feel their head coach, Nick Sirianni, is efficient in their time and ranked him 19 out of 32 NFL head coaches. Two-time NFC champion. He's moderately efficient, and him giving him their time. The players feel that Sirianni's moderately receptive to locker room feedback on the team's needs, ranking him 18 out of 32 NFL coaches. What? What? Are you kidding? How can that be? Wait a minute. I got to read that again. M. Reyes. What did the Eagle players write about their coach? 93% of the Eagle players feel their head coach, Nick Sirianni, is efficient with their time and ranked him 19 out of 32. That's bottom of the league. The players feel that Sirianni is moderately receptive to locker room feedback on the team's needs, ranking him 18 out of 32 NFL head coaches. How can that be that the Eagles, how could that be that the Philadelphia Eagles wrote those such harsh words? Okay? Such harsh words about Nicky. Wow, man, I can't believe it. Can you believe it? Not Nick Sirianni. No way. So let's move on. Owner Jeffrey Lurie's average rating for perceived willingness to invest in the facilities is 8.53 out of 10 Eagle players, and they rank him 17 out of 32 owners in the league. The players feel that Jeffrey Lurie moderately contributes to a positive team culture and rank him 13 out of 32. That's not terrible. The players feel that Lurie is extremely committed to building a competitive team and rank him 11 out of 32 owners. Overall, they have him right snap in the middle of the league, 16th out of 32 teams. The Eagle players think that Jeffrey Lurie is in the middle of the league. Okay? Like I said, dude, this is the players talking about the place. This is the players talking about going to work and work environment. It's got nothing to do with really fucking winning or anything. It's got everything to do with showing up to work and how the Eagles treat their players. You can say whatever you want. And by the way, I didn't write this stuff. So, let's go back here. Let's go back up to this bad puppy. Go over here. Treatment of families, 27th. Nutrition, 28th. Locker room, 25th. Training room, 19th. Training staff, 9th. Weight room, 21st. Strength coaches, 28th. Team travel, 30th. Head coach, 18th. And ownership, 16th. And the Eagles come in at a 22nd out of 32 teams overall ranking. Did they have a final synopsis on it? Here it is right here. The Eagles finished the year ranked 22nd. There are many seemingly low-cost improvements the team could make that would quickly improve the player's experience. Players identify 3 easy fixes: provide childcare on game days, like most NFL teams do; prioritize first-class seating for players instead of coaches. Jeffrey Lurie, the snot-nosed kid, the GM, the OC, and all these guys get first-class seats, and you give Jordan Mailata coach. Howie Roseman's 4'9", and he gets a first-class seat. And Jordan Mailata's 6'9", and he gets a coach seat. My wife just said, it sounds like chick sports. That's how they do them. Little 5'9" Howie gets a first-class seat, and Jordan Mailata, who's 6'8", sits in a coach seat, and he flies to Seattle? Are you crazy? I don't think you understand the enormity of these men and how big these fuckers are. I don't think you're getting it. Currently, players wait in long lines and are unable to find places to sit and eat because the business staff takes most of the Wait a minute. So when the players go in to eat and they go in for their lunch break, they have to wait for the business staff to eat first? So let me get this right. Hey, when everyone says that the Philadelphia Eagles give a shit more about their front office than they do about their players, the players are telling, hey, by the way, I didn't write this. The Philadelphia Eagle players wrote this. I mean, they wrote this. Let me finish it. Despite the concerns, players remain optimistic that things will improve. When asked what the team currently does best, players shared that the team leadership and is trying to listen to the feedback and prioritize the improvements. There you go. Sounds like a fun place to work. Holy cow. The Eagles finished that year 22nd. There are many seemingly low-cost improvements that the team can make that would quickly improve the player experience. Players identified 3 easy fixes. Provide childcare. Hey, you want to hear how shitty some people are? The Tampa Bay Buccaneers, until this previous year, used to charge the players $90 a kid on game day. So if your wife wanted to come to the game and they had a child care section, which this was the first year, the Bucs would charge $90 a kid. Shit, Stephon Diggs would just write his paycheck to the New England Patriots if he had to do shit like that. Hey, child care is a thing, dude. They're people too, dickhead. You bring your wife's got kids at home. She's the main person in the relationship anyway. She takes care of all the bullshit that you think is incidental. Like when my old lady goes away, trust me, matches, fire, everything. I have to know where the fire extinguisher is. I have to know where everything. I'm not allowed around a stove. You kidding me? My animals and me, when she goes away, if it's more than 3 days, we barely are on life support by the 4th day. Here's the best one, though. I love this. So I'm going to add a big Sills take to it, Xander. Here's my take. So the Philadelphia Eagles finished down in the bottom of the NFL at 22nd. There are many seemingly low-cost improvements that the team could make to simply improve the player's experience. Players identify these fixes. Childcare on game day. Like in parentheses, most teams do. Prioritize first-class seating so the players instead of the coaches and the front office who get the priority first-class seats over the players. And here's another cutie. Currently, players wait in lines and long lines and are unable to find a place to sit or eat because the business staff takes up most of the space. So the people from the front office come down, and when it's lunchtime, fuck the players. Fuck the players. Hey, this is about us. You're glad to be here. Woo, baby. Come on there, Reyes. What's up? That's your football team. I heard when the front office person told Bellotta to wait to eat, he put him in the dumpster. Oh, my God. I feel so sorry for these poor millionaires. I will really lose some sleep over this. Spoiled and entitled. Now, okay. I'm just telling you what your own players think about working in Philly. Okay? Well, here, I want to be fair here. So I'll give you what I said this morning about the Buccaneers. Uh-oh. 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 The Buccaneer one has been taken down. And I went all ass in on it. Let me see this. Titans is up. The Giants is out. Wait. Cardinals are up. Falcons are up. Baltimore's up. Bills are up. Carolina's up. Uh-oh. Bears are up. Bengals. Cowboys are down. Browns are up. Broncos are up. Lions are up. They're getting pushback. They weren't supposed to post this. Texans are up. Green Bay's up. The Cowboys, wow. Chiefs are up. Raiders are down. The Raiders complained. Here's the people that complained. Rams are up. Dolphins are down. Vikings are up. Patriots are up. They just took the Philadelphia Eagles one down. They just took the Eagles down. I'm so happy Xander saved it. The report card for the Philadelphia Eagles has just been taken down. Steelers are up. Seahawks are up. The Bucs have been taken down. Titans are up. The Commanders are up. So what teams now have taken them down? Let me see. Let me do it again. I want to write these down. Wow. Teams have complained, and the NFLPA is starting to take some of these report cards down. I am so happy, Z, that you saved it. Bears are still up. By the time Mike North comes on at 4:30, that may be down. I'm surprised the Browns are up. The Dallas Cowboys, they just put the Cowboys back up. I wonder if they modified it. Let me go down here to Tampa. They just put the Bucs back up. They've modified them. Some of these grades have been changed. Team ownership. They're getting pushback on this. Those things might be down in a bit. Okay? Yeah, they just went, but they've changed them. Reyes, they've changed them from this morning. I fucking read it this. I'm done with you, man. Seriously. Sills, wouldn't you think this has a lot to do with locker room improvements? I would also think that it's got to do with how they're treated at work. Okay? This has got more to do with them being treated at work. So here, I want to give you the Buck thing here. Listen to this here. So just to put it in context with the Eagles. Treatment of families. 25th out of 32. The Buccaneers provide daycare during home games and stop charging $90 per child this year. They are one of 10 teams that do not offer family room for home games. The Eagles are the other one. The players feel the team organizes team events several times per year, which ranks 14 out of 32. How about this? Tampa Bay Buccaneers. The players rate the dining room 7 out of 10, which is 25th out of 32. Locker room. Players have several complaints. Get this. Here's something to think about with the Bucs. The Glazers in 1994 bought the team for $192 million, and the team right now is currently valued at $6.6 billion. And you want to hear this? Players have several complaints about cleanliness, including poor ventilation and persisting bad smells. 44% identify ongoing plumbing issues in the locker room. So you're telling me you have a $6.6 billion business and you can't keep your shitters clean? I mean, how about a clean toilet? Go to work, you can't even have a fucking clean toilet and it smells like shit in the locker room? I mean, the team makes $500 million a year and you got overflowing toilets? I mean, would anybody want to go to work with overflowing toilets? I mean, how about just having a clean shitter? I mean, right? That's what they say about ownership. Glazer's family average rating for perceived willingness to invest in facilities is 6 out of 10. Players rank them 27th out of 32 owners. They rank him as the 5th worst owners in football. The players feel that the Glazers are somewhat committed to building a competitive team. Let me go back and read what the players said about Jeffrey Lurie. It's quite good. The players feel that Jeffrey Lurie is extremely committed to building a competitive team and rank him 11 out of 32 owners. Again, there's all kind of variations. The players feel that Jeffrey moderately contributes to a positive team culture. They ranked him 13 out of 22 for an overall grade. They got Jeffrey Lurie in the middle of the room. I would say this, 16 out of 32 teams. If I were to rank the teams. Now, look, here's the thing that people are saying. Twist said this prior to me coming on. Okay? By the way, hit the like button. We appreciate y'all here. Okay? The Dolphins retained their crown as the top-ranked team in 2025's report card. Owner Stephen Ross is once again the highest-graded owner, and the team is ranked number 1 in 7 of the 11 evaluated categories. The quality of facilities is matched by the quality of the people in the building, making it an extremely positive player experience. The team is also renovating their game day locker room at Hard Rock. The stadium locker room is not an area evaluated in these surveys, but this is another example of just how committed the team is to providing an elite player experience. While facilities and staff contribute to the high positive player experience, there's still room for improvement. Players would like to have better home game hotels and more sideline passes for family members. Okay, so the problem with the Miami Dolphins is that Stephen Ross is just a buffoon at football. He's actually a pretty cool dude to go to work for. Again, this has nothing to do with winning. It's got everything how you handle your employees. Okay? You know what? And I'll tell you why, Sig. You don't understand. Sometimes when you put people in a hotel and you got them in shitty hotels, these guys are not normal-sized guys. And when they get in these beds, your feet hang over the edge. I can't tell you how many times I've gone to a hotel and the beds are too small. These men are 6'6", 6'8", 350-pound dudes. They're not normal dudes. You just can't have a bed for 4'3" M. Reyes and go, it's a fucking great experience. These guys are a little bit, it's a little different. Sills, do you believe Lurie sees the opportunity to improve the environment with rumors of stadium renovations? I probably think that's probably good. Hey, by the way, those improvements, he's going to go like this. I need a new stadium. Okay? Yeah. That's nuts. I would sleep at home. Shit it. Dude, the Buccaneer owners are not very good. Okay? Still says 5-5. Oh, by the way, have you guys been watching the combines? I'm going to get to look at this. I haven't even got to the topics yet. I haven't even got to the first page yet. Hold on here. Let me tell you something. Have you been watching the combines? This Styles kid from Ohio State is a freak show. He is NFL combines results. Oh, I love to do this. I got to show you guys this. So over on my social media page, my X page, I wrote this down and I did this. Now, let me see something. I got to add this up here. Let me go here. Hold on for a second, guys. We're going to get into the topics here in a minute. Overall, by the way, I don't think Jeffrey Lurie has a bad place to work at. not compared to the other places. And I think he's a pretty good owner. No shade. The stuff with the traveling, though, you got to knock that shit off. Give it to the players. Okay. 38 years. Hey, Sue, you in here? So just one thing that I remember being in Dallas, Jerry Jones, we traveled in first class. Every guy had like a first class seat. I mean, these seats were gargantuan. And these big jumbo jets he would get. I mean, we traveled everywhere in first class. The hotels were insane. The facilities were stupid insane. Okay? And it was just like wild. When you went to Dallas, it was crazy good. I brought my girlfriend, my wife now, into the Valley Ranch facility. She couldn't believe it. It was completely state of the art. Okay? So I like doing this little exercise. 38 years ago, I did my pro day. And I was watching the guys. Britton Covey sleeps in a pack and play when he's in at the hotels. And so get this. I put my measurables. And did I do this? I did. Okay. So let me see here. Did I send that? I got to send this. Hold on here. So I sent my measurables that I had on my pro day. I thought I jumped 28. It says I jumped 28. Okay, so let me send it now. Okay. Has my 40-yard dash, has my my vertical jump. And so this is what I wrote down. So 38 years ago, this is kind of cool. Guys at the combines, where would I rank today if I was in today's combines? So where would Big Sills rank? Let's take a look at that. Okay, I did 55 reps. Where would I have been today on bench press? For D tackles, let's go to D tackles. By the way, you can go to NFL.com, Combine Tracker. Where would Big Sills be today on bench? I did 55 reps. I would be number one. That's 37. They did 37, the kid from Kentucky. I would be number one. And the most done at the combines is 37. So I'd have the most in bench press. I posted this too. My 40-yard dash, I did a 4.81. In my testing, it says I did 4.8. I didn't do 4.8. I did a 4.81. So let me see where I'd be ranked right now in a 40-yard dash in today's combines. 40. God, look at this kid from Penn State. Zane Durant, who the Eagles are looking at. He ran a 4.75. Another kid, Proctor, ran a 4.79. And then there's a 4.82. I'd be third in the 40. How many guys ran sub 5 flat 40s? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Jerome and I both were under 5 flat. So in today's NFL, at today's combines, I would have had the third fastest 40. I would have had the number one bench and the third fastest 40. Broad jump. Now, what did I do on the broad? I did a 9. What's the broad jump today? One guy did a 9.8. It's great. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Wait, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I would have been 7th, not 10th. I would have been 7th in the broad jump. Would have been 1 in the bench, 3rd in the 40, 7th in the broad jump. Let's see. Vertical. Okay, vertical. Look at these verticals. This is where you see better athletes today. These guys are better athletes today. I'll get to that super in a sec here. These guys are just way better athletes. 36.50. Wow. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I'd have been 10th in the vertical jump. So I'd have been 10th in vertical. And I would have been 7th in the broad jump, 1st in the bench, 3rd in the 40. Shit, I'm a first rounder, bro. I'd have been a first round pick based on the combines. And then you put your tape there. Dan, I've seen you on Sports Grid. I love the channel. There's no BS and screaming back and forth like ESPN and others. It's straight to the point, what people want to hear. Thank you so much, my friend. Yeah, we do that show on Saturday and Sunday. Really awesome. Okay? Big Sills, you used to be very muscular. I've seen this Facebook account. Yeah, but hey, listen, now I can't jump over a stack of quarters. My superpowers are all gone. My kid can kick my ass. No. Midlight, no. Like I said, I'm gauging on how far the athletes have come from where we are today from where I was. That's what I'm doing. I'm not telling you these guys aren't better athletes today. They are. They train better. Okay? Well, Jerome wasn't jumping and bench pressing and doing all that shit. He missed 4 games that year. Get this, dude. Jerome missed 4 games that year. Where was he in them games? He played half the Oklahoma game. Okay? Yeah, that's what you did. No. I'll show you something else, though. And then we're going to get to the topics. This is insane. Let me go to linebacker. Listen to this. Sonny Styles, 40. 4.46. 4.46. Vertical, 43.50. This guy could touch the top of the backboard. I don't think they've benched yet. Oh, they did. Hey, by the way, the Eagles are looking at Joshua Trotter. And yeah, that's Jeremiah Trotter's son. That linebacker, they've interviewed him. Let's see what he did in his vertical. 43.50. Ran a 4.46. And isn't the kid like 6'5"? He's 6'4". Good God. Dude, that kid might go number 1 in the draft. I saw him running his drills, and then when you put his game tape on, I think the wide receivers are going now. Let me see here. Wide receivers. Yeah, they haven't gone. Running backs and receivers go tomorrow. Tight ends, they go tomorrow. Defensive ends. That kid, Reese, he ran a 4.46. He's going to go 3rd in the draft. Did Messidor run? What did Bain run? Some of these kids didn't run. If I was Messidor's going to want to run at his pro day. He's not going to want to run at the combines. I give it up to these kids who ran at the combines. Ohio State stole the show, guys. Those guys were insane at the combines. Back in the 80s, did you ever hear of strength and conditioning? No. My wife said that. Kevin, I never trained plyometrics. I would have given up some of my strength, my bench strength, for more plyometrics. I would have trained differently. One thing you can't change is my speed. My stuff was electronically done too. I ran a 4.81. Bro, I constantly was 4.8. When I was lighter, I ran a 4.69. Well, like when I was a linebacker coming out, I ran like a 4. I ran 4.6s when I was younger. So I was fast. And when I was in high school, I played stand-up, and they moved me all over. That's why I had 18 sacks every year in high school. I had 17, 18 sacks, and they moved me around. But when I got to Miami and I was running 4.8s because I got bigger, Jimmy goes like this, bro, nobody runs 4.8s at Miami playing linebacker. So they moved me to D tackle, and I beefed up, and rest is history. That's how I became a defensive tackle. Yeah. You mean like every guy in the 1980s did? Sonny Styles and Caleb Downs. Dude, those guys, they're really good players. And then you find out they're really great athletes. Sensational. I'm still surprised, but you know what? Here, I'll tell you this about the D tackles. That to me is different than my time. Okay. True. The defensive tackles, there's still not a lot of guys running 4s. Like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 guys ran sub 5 flat. Jerome and I were 2 defensive tackles together that ran 4.8s and 4.9s. Legitimately, too. And like 290. And so that was not heard of back then. Guys played 265. We were big, giant dudes. And we ran the shit out of it. But here's what you have today. Like, look at some of the sizes. Like this kid, Caleb Banks. Okay? This kid, Caleb Banks, is 6'6", 337 or 336. And he ran a 5 flat. 6'6", 336 pounds. I'll take that any day. I mean, that's a traffic stop guy. This guy's stopping traffic in the middle of your defense. 6'6", 336, and he's running 5s. What Jordan Davis did, okay? What Jordan Davis did, like running that, what was it, a 4.78, is insane. Sorry, Big Sills, just finished up spring training practice, what I miss. There you go, Martinez. Just talking about the grades that the NFLPA came out with. Not terrible on the Eagles. And also what's going on at the combines. Let's see here. Jerome Brown had only 17 reps on the bench. He ran a 4.86. That sounds about right. Now, we got to remember something about, hey, Daz, here's the one thing about Jerome. Jerome, I saw him do this. So Jerome Brown came in the weight room day. I swear to God, I'm in there. I'm doing like a lot. I'm training. I had to train. Daz. Okay. Underclassmen couldn't participate in the combines. I came out as a junior. I did mine as my pro day, like most of the guys do. They're not going to run. Like Bain and those guys aren't running at all at the combines. And underclassmen at that time couldn't go to the combines. So we had to have that's why I posted my stats, Daz, over at the at my X account. You couldn't, as an underclassman, go to the combines or go to these pro days. And they didn't really have combines back then. Most of the time, they just had, like, they came and showed up. 28 teams would come to our pro day. So it wasn't like that, Daz. Like, this thing in Indianapolis is so cool. So get this, though, Daz. Jerome Brown walks in. I'm not kidding. He had a bucket of Popeye's chicken. I got a weight belt on. I got the knees wrapped. I'm doing 650 on my back. I'm going up and down with it. Da-da-da-da. Jerome goes like this. He puts the bucket down. Let me try that. I said, you need to warm up, man. Jerome gets under there, goes down, does it for 5 times, puts it back, grabs his bucket of chicken, and leaves. No weight belt, no knee wraps, no nothing. And you sit back down and you do this. You just go, I got to work that hard. I got to work that hard just to be near that guy. That's how much of a freak show he was. I mean, it wasn't weight room strength. It was country strength. Dude, get this. Hey, Daz. This is true. Hold on here. Somebody just said that. So his dad, Willie, like in a recruiting trip, the Miami guys went up and recruited him. And Willie's sitting there and a recruiter talking. I forget who recruited him. Might have been Harold Allen. And the story goes like this. Harold Allen told the story. Willie goes like this. And the car fell off with Jack. Jerome, come over here, Junior. Put that car back on the jack. Jerome lifted the back of the car up, put it on the car jack so the father could take the tire off. Jerome lifted the car off the ground, put it on the car jack. And it's a true story. And Harold Allen goes, yeah, well, I got a scholarship for your kid here if he wants to come. This guy lifted the car off the ground and put it on the car jack. This is stupid, crazy, great, man. It's country strong, man. Big old ass. Like, yeah. Hey, Junior, come here. Harold Allen told me the story. He goes, he couldn't believe it. He goes, it was a pretty decent-sized car. Put that car on the jack. I don't know if the father did this on purpose. Jerome gets under there, lifts the car up, puts it on the jack. Dad goes, what were you saying? Harold Allen goes, I got a scholarship for your son. We'd love to have him come play at the University of And I asked Jerome that story, man. Okay? That was crazy. Jerome and Reggie owned everyone on that Dallas line. Hey, dude, I told you the story at Oklahoma. I'm sitting in the locker after the game like this. Everyone's cheering. We killed them. I'm going like this. I played so good. And I've got headlines about me in that game. And I'm sitting here like this. And Jerome goes, what's wrong? I go, no matter what I do, I'll never be that good. He started laughing. No one's ever going to do in front of me again. 22 tackles, 3 sacks, fumble recovery, interception, block punt, block field goal, and broke Aikman's leg. I'll never see that in a game ever again. It was something from Mars. I'm sitting there, I'm going, I'll never do that. I'll never do that. In my entire life, I'll never do that. And I had great games, but I'll never touch something. I had a game against the Cincinnati Bearcats. I had 17 tackles, and I had 2 sacks and whatever. Nothing like that, though. Nothing like that. Nothing like that. Just, he was an incredible. And Jerome back in the day was a legitimate 320 pounds, and he ran 4.86s. Legitimate 4.86s. He's a big dude. He's about 25 more pounds than me. And see, you got to remember though, too, we were something new. Nobody ever seen 300-pound type guys playing D tackle. Everyone was 265 back then, 270. We were like 300-pound guys that ran 4.8s. And that's why they never could run the ball. I think one year we gave up 1.4 yards per rush and running a ball on us. That was never going to happen. But the guys today are bigger and taller. And there's more of these dudes, which is why, again, which is different. I got to tell you a story on what's going on at the combines. Before I get to AJ, I got to tell you this story at the combines. By the way, Big Z's going to join us. That'll be at 3:30. And we'll have Mike North on with us. Do you know what Todd Bowles is telling people? This goes to the Eagles. Todd Bowles is telling people in Tampa that the reason that the Tampa Bay Buccaneers had a bad season is because of Josh Grizzard. Your new pass game coordinator. He said this exactly. I had to go to in-game play calling. In-game play calling. Because the offensive coordinator wasn't good enough. Hang on here. I'm not saying I believe this because I don't believe this. Okay? I don't. I think Todd Bowles is deflecting, and I think Todd Bowles is coming up and making excuses. So that's not what that was. Bowles is actually, he is right now, he is in Indianapolis saying that the reason that they were not good is because Josh Grizzard didn't know what he was doing. So how about this? Either Todd Bowles is going to be right or the Eagles messed up in hiring Josh Grizzard as your new pass game coordinator. That's your new passing game coordinator that Nick Sirianni hired. He doesn't believe Bowles. Someone's wrong. And someone's right. Who will that be? The head football coach on Wednesday came out publicly with Rick Stroud and said, the reason that we were not good is because I had to spend more time with the offense and play calling with the offensive coordinator, who, by the way, in that report got a C+. The players really didn't have that much. No, he got a B, excuse me. The guy who hated Josh Grizzard the most was excuse-making Bowles. He refused to take accountability that his shitty defense was bad. And he blamed your new pass game coordinator. Now, hey, he may be right. We're going to find out. But if you're Nick Sirianni, why in God's name do you take such a... You're taking not only a swing with Sean Mannion, you're taking a swing with Josh Grizzard. The Bucs fired him because they thought he was incompetent as a coordinator. That's your new pass game guy. And on top of that, you hired a guy who's never really been in charge of any kind of offense. I happen to believe this a little bit. Not the point, dickhead. The point is he's in control of he's your pass game coordinator. By the way, that guy has more experience than the guy you hired as OC. This thing's either going to be a train wreck. This thing's either going to be a train wreck or it's a grand slam. Get this. The guy that got fired and hired. Okay? Get this. Like I said, you have no experience at OC. You have a pass game guy that was fired because the Bucs think he was incompetent. You got Parks Frazier, who was in charge of your passing game last year, is now the quarterback coach. What are you doing here? Take a look. And you hired an offensive line coach. Listen, let's go over this one last time. Okay? Let's go over this one last time. You hired a guy that the Bucs are blaming for their failures a year ago as your pass game coordinator. Josh Grizzard was fired by Todd Bowles and the Bucs, and they blamed him for the team's failures on both sides of the ball. He was fired. That's the Eagles pass game coordinator. Here. I want to get this right. Get this right here. Hold on. Here we go. I want to get exactly. I want to make sure. Okay. Here we go. So Josh Grizzard was fired because of his incompetence with the Bucs, according to the Bucs. Okay? And the head coach confirmed it this week at the combines. Read Rick Stroud. Rick Stroud was taking notes and asked the question. Rick questioned it too. So you're blaming Josh Grizzard for the failures of the offense this year and the defense? Todd Bowles said, yeah. That's the guy that's head of your passing game. Okay? Your run game guy has never done anything. And he got the job because he worked with Malik Willis. Oh my God, are they still talking about this? Get over it, Dakota. I'm telling you what they're saying at the combines. Bro, if you can't follow along, I know it's way over your head. You need to find another show. Because this is stuff that's being said today. My God. These are things that are being said at the combines right now. Didn't you say Baker was having an MVP level season before the offense got hurt? Yeah. Sig, I'm not saying Grizzard was the reason they got beat. I'm not. I'm telling you what the Bucs are saying. Did you hear me say that I thought Josh Grizzard was the fault and the reason that the Bucs had a bad year? Did you hear me ever say that, Sig? Sig, thanks, Sue. I know I said it. But have you heard me say that Josh Grizzard was the reason the Bucs failed? Have you guys heard me say that? When did you hear me say that? Sig, he did. Did you hear me say that I thought Josh did that? Okay. Here, look at this. Dan, your dumbass would have more things to talk about if you actually covered the team fairly. I am covering the team fairly. You're hiring a completely inexperienced offensive coaching staff with a quarterback that's limited, and you're going in with all these decisions that have to be made about your football team. What is not fairly about being covered with that? Once again, Jose, take your Jalen Hurts, Jalenites glasses off, and you might see a little bit clearer, guy. Because once again, speaking of dumbass, if you don't think you've got a ton of questions being asked and having to be answered that Howie's asked, by the way, Jimbo in here, how many times do you think Howie Roseman was asked? I counted, by the way. How many times do you think he was asked this week about trading of A.J. Brown? I got the number right here. Anybody got an idea? 34 different places asked him the first question about A.J. Brown. Dumbass. 34 different places asked him the same fucking question. Every single, that's pretty good, M. Reyes. That's pretty good, dude. Holy shit, that's right on the screws almost. 34 times. The first question on all the interviews, whether it was Florio, whether it was CBS, A.J. Brown. Bet you got tired of hearing that too. Or no? Right? Right? Bet that got a little tiring. I don't give a shit about. You repeat your takes every day on why we suck. I never said you sucked. As a matter of fact, you've never in 5 years ever heard me say the Philadelphia Eagles suck. Lie, fake news, bullshit comment. Never said it. I have never said the Philadelphia Eagles suck. That's bullshit. Show me where I said that. And again, fake lies. Same points? Because the same points are being brought up. Dude, go sit in the corner. Let the big boys cover your team. You need to go with that guy, Conolingus, who's over on 97.5, who covers the team, so you could sit around and wipe each other's chins off with your bibs and covering your team. Bill Conolingus and over at 97.5, those guys wipe their chins off with bibs about covering the team. That's more for you. You need to go there, my friend, because that's better for you. This is the big boy table. And even with my boy M. Reyes, this is like a big boy table. Okay? Okay? This is a big boy table. Jimbo, that's why I get upset on our chat. It always ends up the same shit. What ends up the same shit? Because your team is doing the same. Bro, I come up with what's going on your football team. And this is the shit that's going on your team. I don't have a team. I don't root for a team. I don't have a team. That's why I don't sit here and have to wipe my chin like Jimbo. My God, he's talking bad about me again. Not Big Sills. He's so bad. This guy is over here fucking going like this, man. I mean, there you go, Sue. That's right. I mean, Ben talking about me, gang, like Ben. Big game Sills. Oh, man. Sills is fighting in the chat again. Not fighting anybody, bro. They're here. I'm here because this is my show. They're here fighting Big Sills. That's fine. It's all good. I welcome it. Ain't that right, maniac? Where are you, man? You hiding out? Haven't spoken to your dumbass in a bit, too. I should say this. I'm the dumbass because I haven't gone to his channel because I promised him that I would go to his channel. So I still have to do that. So that's on me. And New Jersey Maniac, that's on me, bro. Still, don't bully my chat. Oh, the big bad Sills. Oh, man. I did. Look at this chick. You remind me of somebody I know. Sills is equal opportunity hater. Anybody can get it. We love him anyway. How you doing, Gary? That's right. I'm an equal opportunity offender. Yes, sir. Jimbo, he's talking about my team. I don't believe in Jalen. I think Jalen Hurts is a good football player. What more do you want from me? You think he's like the next coming of Moses. I think he's a good player. Sills, Eagle fans so delusional about their team like Philly 500, acting like there's nothing wrong. I don't want anybody saying anything about free agency. I don't want anybody saying anything about who we're going to sign. I don't want anybody saying anything about A.J. Brown. Oh, by the way, let me do this report here. We got to put this out. Oh, let me like that. Hold on here. So here. Oh, by the way, Jeff McClain. The Eagles are assessing AJ's trade market. Just don't expect Roseman to give him away. My column after a week of reporting on the possible trade of NFL Combine. Hey, wait a minute. Jimbo, why don't you send a note to Jeff McClain? He's writing on A.J. Brown being traded. I didn't write that. Who wrote that? Let me read that again. Jeff McClain just came out with this, and who I don't really like, but I respect his work. Eagles are assessing A.J. Brown's market and trade market. Just don't expect Howie just to give him away. As we reported, when we talked to you, and an executive from the New England Patriots texted us back during the program and said, the Patriots have interest in A.J. Brown. The next day, Diane Rossini came out, and here we are. Now Jeff McClain's writing columns. You want to hear some shit? I know you don't believe me. When other people say the same shit we do 3 months later or 3 weeks later or 3 minutes later, we're not going to bullshit you. Okay? Peter Schrager just talked to the Eagles today. The door is closed. Why would he not say that? The door is closed. Peter Schrager, Jeff McClain just said that they're assessing the market value. Of course he's going to say the door is closed and they don't want to trade him. The more he says that he wants to open the door to trade him, the less the value is. Holy cow, Daz. No wonder you're part of the sheep crew of the Eagle fan base that believes every goddamn thing they say. You're in Liars Month right now. Do you know that? You know what Liars Month is? Every single thing you hear about the draft and every single thing you hear about trades, don't believe it yet. Okay? Sills just got here. See, everything is all wound up again. Did you do the Blesto reports yet? After Saturday, Bob, I'm getting the report, okay? When the quarterbacks, receivers, and running backs throw. Okay? Wrong. I have common sense. No, you don't. There's nothing common about your sense. The Eagles are not taking, no shit. It's called Let me show you why Daz is a tool and why Daz doesn't know shit about $40 million. You guys can't, let me show, I'll do this to the NFLPA. Can the Eagles restructure NFLPA? This is a great tool. A.J. Brown's contract prior to trading him. See what the NFLPA says. Okay. Yes, Dan, the Eagles can technically restructure AJ's contract prior to trading him, but doing so would take a lot, as it would require, of course, the football team to have the player agree. Okay? And here's the problem that you have. The dead cap money, trading him before June 1st, the structure of that contract means that if the player doesn't agree to restructuring and getting the signing bonus, that they have to carry it until June 1. Okay? And it would create the $43 million cap hit that you're talking about, as all remaining money would accelerate, which means this. If he doesn't restructure and agree to restructure, okay? Now, here, post June 1st, the Eagles can split the dead money with $16 million in 2026 and $27 million in 27. The restructuring converts base salary into signing bonus. Again, it's a tricky proposition, but the player would have to agree to it. The hell are you talking about? Now, look, there's still money that would be hanging there. But then again, once again, so are you calling Jeff McClain a liar now that the Eagles are assessing. Here, I'll read it again. So Jeff McClain just put this out 2 hours ago. The Eagles are assessing AJ's trade impact and trade market. So you're calling Jeff McClain a liar now too? Okay. Well, I'm calling you full of shit. Sills, chances New England offers the 31st pick for AJ. Fair trade? I think they want a 1 and a 3. Okay? I think they want a 1 and a 3. I do. All right. So let me ask you this. If you got rid of A.J. Brown, do you believe that help or hurts? Do you believe that help or hurts Jalen Hurts? Does that help or hurt Hurts? Depends on what. How so? How does it hurt Jalen Hurts? Don't tell people that, dude. You pop the void years. Rasputin. Let them sit there in their own bullshit. Nice job, Rasputin. Nice job, Rasputin. Okay? How stupid I am? Why? They're debating it. Reduce the space on the field. It's a great take. Well, wait a minute. It hurts West Coast offense? Get rid of your best player makes no sense. Okay, let's go down that line. What happened after Patrick Mahomes lost Tyreek Hill? What happened to JSN after DK Metcalf left the offense in Seattle? Who was the wide receiver that they traded away in Buffalo that all you said Josh Allen would turn into a turd and he won the MVP? Stephon Diggs. I'm curious. What happened to those quarterbacks? Dumbass. What happened? What happened to those quarterbacks? Did they get better? Allen won an MVP. Seattle won a Super Bowl. JSN turned out to be the best receiver in the league. Mahomes won 2 Super Bowls in a row. Why can't Hertz do that? Well, those quarterbacks got better. Are you saying Hertz won't? Why? Well, those players got better when those players left the team. They got better. Oh, so better coaching. So all those quarterbacks are winning Super Bowls after Super Bowl after those players got better, dickhead. One guy won an MVP. Seattle won a Super Bowl. And Mahomes won a Super Bowl. So in theory, yeah. All those teams went on to win Super Bowls except the Bills. The Chiefs won 2 Super Bowls after Hill. Seattle won a Super Bowl after Metcalf. And the only guy, and Allen won an MVP. Those quarterbacks got better. Yes. And they did win Super Bowls. Oh, good, dude. Jose, we're good. Tyson, if you think that, you calling me, I'm not butthurt, bro. You're here every day. We're good. Bro, Walt, go back to the line. Back to the bus. You're a dumbass. Sills, the only way it would hurt Jalen Hurts is because it would force people to question why Hurts could not make it work with a great wide receiver who is not a locker room issue. It would be, that's right. Hey, Bob, if you got rid of AJ, it exposes Hurts. When you got rid of those other wide receivers at those other places, those guys fucking won. One guy was an MVP and the other two won Super Bowls. Okay, so what are you talking about? They all got better. Mahomes got rid of the best player. Here, look at this. Let me show you this, too. When was Tyreek Hill? When was Tyreek Hill voted the best player in the league? When was Tyreek Hill voted the best player in the league? The best player in the league. (2024). So 2024, he was voted the best player in the league. What players in the draft give you red flags, rather it's tape or on the field issues? Kyle, I do all my draft, and I will do my first mock draft on Monday after the combines. Remember, I do 3. 1 after the combines, 1 after free agency, and 1 the week of the draft. Okay? Okay, here we go. Let's see. So Super Bowls, according to Walt. Let's see, man. This guy's winning Super Bowls with Juju Smith-Schuster. Some of these people are so easy. It's stupid. It's quite comical, actually. So let's take a look at here. 24. So let's see here. So the Kansas City Chiefs won 2 Super Bowls and we're in 3 total without Tyreek Hill. Walt. Sills, but Darnold and Mahomes are much better passers than Hertz. Getting rid of AJ and Goddard to go with a West Coast offense seems backwards. It is. Okay? No, you are. Not me ever. You are. The Eagle fan base does. I don't ever compare him. He's like the 15th or 20th best quarterback in the pocket in the league. You're the ones that compare him. I don't compare him. No, I don't compare him. You do. Don't you? Every time I hear he outplayed Mahomes in 2 of those Super Bowls, I hear that from you guys. I don't say that shit. You're the ones that say and compare him to Mahomes. I don't. You're the ones that do that bullshit. Am I comparing him to Mahomes? Absolutely not. You are. I mean, you've never heard me say that. So let me ask you this. So Jalen Hurts needs A.J. Brown on the team. How about this? If A.J. Brown's not on the team, you think Hurts still wins? Hey, Bob. Here we go. What were Hurts' numbers in 21? Sills, I don't know. 3,200 yards, Something like that, I think, Prince. 3,200. Well, you're finished for the day, guy. We need a running back more than AJ. Hey, wait a minute. So you're saying that Barkley shot? Tyreek Hill was the number one player in the 2023 and 24 season. I think they won the Super Bowl in 23 with him. Then he wanted new money. I think you're right, Steve. I think it went like this. Correct me if I'm wrong, Steve. I think they won with him in 23. He left for the 24. They won in 24. Then they got beat by the Eagles. So they won one and they were in two. I think that's how it worked. Is that right, Steve? Correct me if I'm wrong. Donald is also a product of finally having a good coach from Kyle to KOC. That changed his trajectory. Sam had a good coach in Minnesota and in Seattle. It did. I don't know if I'm always right. One thing for sure, though, Steve, I have an opinion. Always. He's been in Miami since 21. Is that right? Tyreek Hill's been in Miami since 21. Well, then they won 2 Super Bowls without him. Thank you, Jason. Is that right? He's been in Miami since 21, Jason? Well, then it was 3 Super Bowls they went without him. So wait a minute here. So wait. Does Jalen need A.J. Brown to succeed? Thanks, Jace. So then it was 3 Super Bowls they went to and won 2. Got it. They got rid of the best player in football, and Mahomes got better. Is that right, Jace? They got rid of Stephon Diggs. Everybody in here, including M. Reyes, said that Josh Allen would go the other way. He won an MVP award. And DK Metcalf left Seattle, and JSN and Sam Darnold won a Super Bowl. People are saying it's play calling. They just hired all new coaches. It's the start of a build. It is. I think it's a rebuild before the train wreck. AJ starts the waterfall. Thanks, Jace. Jalen Hurts is 46-13 in games with A.J. Brown. 14-19 without Brown in his career. Well, then, according to Jeff McClain, why are they shopping the interest? Jeff McClain, Philadelphia Inquirer, right there. Front and center. Front and center. Every quarterback needs help to succeed besides Mahomes. No, I think Mahomes needs help this year. I think they're going to bring in players this year for him. I do. I think he needs help. Brady needed help later in his career. That's why he went to Tampa. He couldn't keep doing it with nobody dudes. Just in case an idiot offers a 1 and a 2, can completely shut it down. SS, I think it's a 1 and a 3, and it's New England. You claim your beloved Josh Allen has gotten better. How come he couldn't get it done this year? His biggest obstacle was gone. Josh Allen did not play well because Josh Allen has to play well every game. He didn't play well. He's not on a very good football team. He's got a great running back. Their defense is good. It just wasn't good enough, and he didn't play well. If Jalen Hurts doesn't play well, they still win. Oh, Dan doesn't realize how big he could Dan doesn't realize how big he could on YouTube if he covered the Eagles objectively. It's so easy to make money off the Eagle content on YouTube, and even more if you cover them fair. I cover them the way I see and the way I've been covering teams my entire life without having to take knees for people, and I don't have. And you're right. There's no question, Jose. I could be sitting there making the same money that Colin Cowherd makes, but I don't, because you know why? I don't cover sports the same way. You know what that means? I don't sit around kissing ass to these teams, and I don't sit around waiting for Bob Lang to come and give me direction on what I should say. Or I don't sit here where I have information on a football team on a Friday, and I sit around and hold that information before I give it to my audience. You're right. I don't do that. I'm sorry. Can you imagine being a broadcaster like me, being told something on a Friday, knowing full well what was going to be said at the combines, and me being quiet on it? That's not doing your job. My job is to inform and give opinions, not to sit there and be a mouthpiece for the Philadelphia Eagles. So you're right. You're dead right. You get a collection of the Philadelphia media on Friday, and you tell them not to say things that are said in a meeting. Don't invite me to that meeting. I have no interest in that, because my obligation are to the people, whether it's 2 people or 6 people that show up to my show every day, and inform them and also have opinions and debate. Go back and forth. Not to fucking sit there and be some mouthpiece when Nick Castellanos is drinking beer inside of a dugout and nobody covers it and knew the story there, but they didn't want to cover it because why? The Phillies told them not to. That's not how I do my job, dude. Okay? He had the number 1 rusher and a good defense, just like Herz. Correct. And he got beat in the divisional round. Absolutely. You got beat by a JV team. So you really, can you, hey, you know how many times Xander sent me text messages? Sills, stop freaking posting things that people send you. Can you imagine me being this? Psst, Sills, Bob wants you to talk to you and about 5 people on Wednesday. They got something they're going to say, but I don't want you to say it until next week. I call Xander up right away and go, you want to know what Bob Lang just told me about what's going on with the Eagles? Dude, if you want to hold a secret, don't tell me. I'm the worst dude on the planet. You know how many times Xander's gone like this? Bro, you got in trouble with Frank Wright. Shit, I almost got the New England Patriots a fine and a draft pick taken away. I actually had Elliot Wolf go, remember, when you're talking what we said at that dinner, I didn't know Carmine was your boy. Carmine is my boy, the maitre d' at St. Elmo's. He goes, dude, we got a call. I go, I never said you were talking contract. He goes, that's the only way it settled down. I actually got a call from the New England Patriots. Dan, can you hold for Elliot Wolf? Oh, shit. Oh, shit. That's a story of my life. Hey, Sills, I got something I'm going to tell you, but don't say it until next week. Psst. All right. So we're going to go to Paul Bunyan. I mean, Xander Krause here. He's up in the hills, and he's up in a log. This dude's up in a log cabin, man. He's overlooking the Smokies. I'm sure he's got like a moose gun up there too or something. I don't know. Do you fish up there? See, Xander's like me, man. I could live in a tree hut. If I never saw my neighbor to the left and I never saw my neighbor to the right, it'd be the greatest place for me. Like, I could live in the woods. I don't really like if I had $15 million or $10 million, I would get an island and I would have a moat and I would burn the bridges and boats and you would never find me. How do I get to see Sills? He burned the bridges and the boats. Phew, that's tough to get over to Sills Island. You know, like Skull Island? It's like Sills Island. Hey, sometimes I feel like I'm always on Sills Island. Without further ado, we bring in the man who doesn't no matter what, this guy's always working. We bring in our friend who we love. He is our friend Begsy. Xander Krause. He joins us now. How you doing?
What's up, Sills? How you doing, brother?
Hey, man. Internet looks good, Junior. Up there high in the Smokies.
It's not the best internet up here, I don't know why it doesn't. They got this 2010 connection cable, but I'm hardwired, so it's as good as it'll get.
Look good, man. All right, so report card came out. Damn! Eagles are ranked 22nd, according to the NFL Players Association. I think it's pretty good. I mean, ownership, I think 16th.
You looking at the report card?
Yeah.
You're not a fan of the report card.
Well, the one thing that it does say up here is that Howie gets preferential treatment in front row seats, and Jordan Milan and the rest of the team have to fly and coach. Other than that, I don't think it was that poor. I think those guys were. I think it's a great organization, Xander. All kidding aside, I think they do a lot of good things. I think they need to make an investment in the facilities, and I think everything would be a lot better. So, but yeah, I mean, it is what it is. I'm not going to sit here and whine about players that want things better for them. I don't really care about that much. I mean, I don't know. I mean, how much better do you need it? I mean, you can always have something, I guess, better, right? I mean, can't you? You're looking at it like this, though. These guys are millionaires, and they want to have what? Filet mignon?
No, I don't care about that. I don't care about that. It's just like, what was the one? It's like family treatment of families or something.
Yeah. This one here.
What does that mean? They don't give enough tickets for the family so they can bring all their girls and their boys and their girlfriends and their boyfriends and their friends and their relatives and their cousins. I mean,
no, it says this. Eagles are one of 3 teams that do not provide daycare during home games. They do provide a family room during home games.
Is that what it is? It's daycare?
It's daycare.
Oh, okay. I didn't know that.
When mom has to bring like the kids to the game.
Yeah, right.
You think this shit's getting?
Yeah, I do. I do. I mean, I don't know. I mean,
all right. Well, let me give you something.
I don't even get the grade for the coaches. It's like, how do you grade Nick Sirianni an A and he comes up 18th in the NFL? So every sounds like every player in the league said they like their coach.
Of course they do. They work in the building with the guy. How about the fact they like Kevin Patullo like to a C+? B.
That was all right.
Okay, well then.
Son's in my face, huh?
But what about Sean Mannion? So wait, how can you tell whether you like Sean? Do you think they're going to like Sean Mannion more?
I don't know. I think Sean Mannion's the biggest shot they've taken yet. I mean, this guy's never called a play a day in his life. Forget, it's not just NFL calling plays. Like, this guy hasn't called a play at any level of his life. Now, apparently Ed Kratz told us a story. He was charting plays early in his career, and his dad told him that it was a sign. But who knows what that means. But we'll see. I know you're going to kill him for the report card no matter what they say about Sean Mannion.
No, that's just, I don't know who the hell the guy is. The guy's Casper the Ghost as far as I'm concerned. I mean, I want to see what he does. And it'd be unfair to me to say that this guy doesn't turn out to be the next Sean McVay. But at least Sean McVay was an offensive coordinator in Washington before he got the Rams job. So I don't know. We'll see here. Now, I want to read you something here. This is going to wet your whistle. So, according to Jeff McClain, quote, the Eagles are assessing A.J. Brown's trade market. Just don't expect Howie to give him away. And he goes into writing that they've been fielding questions and they've been taking conversation. This is quite a switch from a year ago, isn't it? When that stuff was shut down immediately. Now they're talking about testing his value and what it is in the open market. It's been the story of the week. And I happen to agree with you, unlike John. I don't think this is just a Philadelphia story. I think this is a national story. Because you know why? Xander, if he goes somewhere, he is going to dramatically help a team, And if he leaves, he's going to dramatically hurt a team. So what do you make of that report there by McClain now?
Well, I think it's what they've been. It's consistent with what I've heard, this week, is that they're looking to get the value. The question is, what is that value? If they're shopping them and they're interested to see what the number that they would get, what's the number that would be acceptable to the Eagles, or that would overweigh or outmatch, however you want to word it, the loss of AJ. That's my whole problem with it. John's right. He keeps giving me this Mike Tomlin quote. You want volunteers, not hostages. And I agree. Okay, that makes perfect sense to me. But if AJ Brown expresses a little discontent, I'm going to make my football team worse to placate to his feelings. I mean, really, does that sound like a good way to do business? That sounds like an awful way to do business to me.
It's a lose-lose on both.
Right. Let me trade a guy and get a bad return back. Let me eat a bunch of dead money and a bad cap hit because AJ's upset. Let me get worse on the football field because AJ's upset. Let me lessen my chances at being a Super Bowl contender because AJ's upset. Let me make it harder on my quarterback and my offensive coordinator to get the new offense going with a worse receiver out there because AJ's upset. I mean, what? Really? Is that important? I'd rather say, AJ, shut the fuck up. Now,
well,
maybe that creates a problem. But my question is that problem bigger than the problem I just listed? I mean, I'll take the latter all day long.
Agreed.
So
agreed. Okay. AJ Brown not being on the Birds and not being in the offensive huddle, does that help or hurt Jalen Hurts?
Saquon not being where?
AJ Brown not being in the offensive huddle.
Oh, AJ.
Does that help or hurt Jalen Hurts? Now, let me give you a reference. You guys this week, earlier in the week, said that JSN became a better player. And Seattle won a Super Bowl without DK Metcalf. Josh Allen got rid of Stephon Diggs. He won an MVP. Patrick Mahomes got rid of Tyreek Hill. They went to 3 Super Bowls and won 2. Would it help Jalen develop more if he had to see the game more and he had to rely more on his ability more?
No, I'm not. No, that's not the style of player Hertz is.
Oh,
I mean, that's not controversial to say. That's
carry an offense.
That's not what I said.
I said that.
I said Jalen is not the natural player to get through an offense, to get through 4 reads, which most quarterbacks in today's game aren't, and spread the ball around. He doesn't spread the ball around. So if the top 2 targets that he's throwing to aren't that good, the only thing you're hurting is the team. There's not like a double. There's not like you could actually get better by getting rid of AJ. No, I don't really see it that way, Sills. Well, maybe it makes Jalen do this. Jalen's throwing to his top targets over and over again. That'll be true this year in the Mannion offense. So why would you make that target worse?
I saw Allen in Seattle and Mahomes get better when they lost their primary targets.
Yeah, but
I saw them get better. I saw them get better as players.
They're different styles of quarterbacks.
Okay. All right. So, meaning what? That Jalen is what? More reliant on what? Having players in the huddle around
Jalen just doesn't. He's not a throw the ball to 5 guys type of receiver or a quarterback. Okay. That's okay. Wait, I don't care because we've won at such a high level.
But wait, that's the offense they want now. They want to spread it around.
No,
I'm confused. I'm confused.
You're guessing that.
I'm confused on what they want to do then.
Well, me too. Welcome to the club.
Okay.
The water is fine over here.
No,
I get
what
they want to do. But I don't. My whole point is, I don't think you just. Jalen is Jalen. Build around Jalen. Jalen is not going to become somebody that's not Jalen.
That's a great
so
point.
You have Jalen. He's your quarterback. If he's going to throw the ball to 3 guys, and the best way you can help him is give him the best three guys, then give him the best three guys. Don't take away one of them and say, well, you should have used 4. That's stupid. I don't care. That's one of Jalen's. I don't even call it a limitation. That's just his game. He's a athletic quarterback who's been able to rely on himself and his legs as target number 3 and 4 for most of his life. So he doesn't get from 1 to 5 as quick as most do. Again, I'll remind you, not many quarterbacks can, so I'm not looking to get that out of him. I'm looking to make the targets he does throw to as good as humanly possible. Now, I guess if the point, I see people in the chat, well, AJ's a cancer. If the cancer is that bad, then
I don't believe that.
I don't either. I
think he whines. I don't think that's a cancer. Whining and being a cancer are two different things. I'm a whiner.
I agree.
Okay.
I'll say.
I'm a whiner. Okay. But there's a difference between being a whiner and cancer, right?
I agree. That's why I'm not really sitting up here like AJ whined. Please get rid of him. I'm done with it. I'm not done with it. Our team went on historic success when AJ Brown showed up. You can say what you want about the whining and the moaning. All right. There's never been a receiver acquired by the Philadelphia Eagles by way of trade, by way of draft, by way of free agency that has ever come here and been a part of a team that produced as much success as AJ Brown. Now, he's not the only reason for it, but he's a part of it.
Every receiver you've ever brought in had some sort of kind of Alshon Jeffries, T.O., fucking, AJ Brown. All these guys have whined in some way. Alshon Jeffries was a whiner. He whined when he was here. He whined too. Every single guy. Do you think Howie Roseman has built this team around Herz? Or do you think this guy's built this team around Barkley?
Well, he built the team around Herz. I mean, Barkley showed up a year and a half ago.
Okay. So the team is built around Jalen, but yet the passing game is terrible. So he built it around his running attack and running ability, correct?
They acquired AJ Brown before Saquon. They drafted Landon Dickerson and Cam Jurgens. It's disingenuous to say.
Okay, well then how about this? I'll take that back. Do you think they built the team around a running attack or Jalen Hurts?
Well, they are definitely more focused on the run game, and that's even pre-Saquon. I mean, that's because Jalen's a great runner, or he has been.
Okay.
And that look at the offensive line. This is a trend, by the way, since before Jalen Hurts was even playing here. The Eagles have relied on their offensive line to bully and beat teams up for a decade. That's what I'm 27 years old. My adult life, Eagle football has been offensive line beating teams up. We always have a great offensive line. With that, most of the time has come a great run game. Even players like Miles Sanders, who when he left Philly, I like Miles. I don't mean to criticize him, and he's going to catch a stray here, but he didn't really amount to a lot. I mean, he didn't really do a whole lot when he left Philly. He had a great offensive line. He had a good team around him, and that's how we played. DeAndre Swift, I always thought DeAndre Swift was a great player, but same thing. He had a pretty damn productive season in Philly behind the O-line. Saquon Barkley, obviously, with the skill set he has, was able to take it an even step further, and the offensive line played even better, with Saquon. So, they're a running team. They're a run-first team. They have been for a little bit now, and it's certainly true with Jalen at the helm. I mean, Jalen's a great dual-threat quarterback. Part of his number one skill set early in his career was what? It was the playmaking. It wasn't the throwing the ball. Yeah, I mean, that's what he's gotten better at. But it's never been the number one skill set. So they're a running team, and Saquon accentuated that. And maybe you could make an argument last year was built, to try and duplicate what Saquon did. But now it seems to be the first big indication that that's not the way they're going, but there also is a chance that is the way they're going. Me and John's been saying that, this might be all to fix the run game. So we'll see.
Okay. Let's play
Excuse
with
me.
me here. Play with me here, Z. God bless you, man. What will Devontae Smith look like as the Eagles' new number one?
You're going to get me in trouble on this Friday. Not a huge fan of it. I think Devontae Smith's an amazing football player. One of the more talented receivers in the game when it comes to hands, body control, being able to jump and get the football, athleticism. I don't know if this is a word, but what's the right word for this? Like useful athleticism. And what I mean by that is like some people have athleticism, but they can't convert it into game-changing plays. Devontae has athleticism where he's on the sideline and can reach his left hand out and grab it with his fingers and make the catch. I don't know what the right word
He
for that is, but
utilizes all of his skill sets is what it is. He
Exactly.
maximizes every single bit of his skill set and what he does in the route running, his hands, his work on the sidelines. By the way, he is a fabulous sideline receiver.
Is he a number one in the NFL?
Okay.
I watched him when he was a number one, and I watched him. I'm an Alabama fan. He won a Heisman. Now, college football is a lot different.
More in space. I'll say this to you. If they bring Goddard back, I think you have to have a great tight end if you're going to make him a number one. Because you have to have somebody across the middle of the seam to threaten that and to utilize that ability of his. If you don't have a great tight end or you don't have a tight end offense, so to speak, I think that hurts him. And I don't think he can carry a football team like, say, a JSN. I don't believe he could be that. But if you had somebody in there and an effective, and by the way, effective run game, play action, and a tight end that catches 60, 70 passes, and a running back that's around 12 to 1,300 yards, Smith's a number one. But if those things all don't play into a factor, I think it's empty calories out there, and I don't think he can do it.
See, I think my problem here is the Eagles' offense. It's actually not Devontae. Because I can close my eyes here as I look out at the Smoky Mountains, and I can envision Devontae Smith running routes and catching passes in an offense that is built to throw the football 35 times a game. And I could see him being a one. In Philly, though, we just talked about how Jalen doesn't spread the ball and you want the top targets to be the best. When you have a sparse amount of targets already, I mean, AJ had 100 targets last year. It was down 50%. He had 158 in his peak in 22 or 23. He had 100 targets last year, AJ. Think about that drop off.
I know that's
when you have that spot. Is that the best setup you have? I don't know if it is or not. I mean, I like Devontae, so it's hard for me to say no, but I also look and I'm like,
he's with the wrong quarterback.
I don't know.
It's not shade. Jamar Chase would not be good in this offense. He's not going to sit downfield blocking. He's not. Okay? He's not. You know what would be great in this offense? DK Metcalf. Well, the old offense, whatever they're going to do now, I don't know. But the old offense, DK Metcalf, those physical guys, you know what I mean? Like you put Devontae Smith in Kansas City's offense, he's a 1,400 yard guy. He is. Okay? Plus, remember something about Andy Reid. What's the most important thing in an Andy Reid offense? Since you were in Philly, Xander, what is the number one thing that Andy Reid always relies on? Tight end play.
Well, tight end, that's for sure. Next to the offensive line, yeah.
Offensive line and tight end play in the passing game. He had tight ends in Philly. He had tight ends in Philly, and he has Travis Kelce in Kansas City.
The one thing that I'm starting to really think, even as I've become a Nick Sirianni defender, it's not a good fit with Jalen Hurts. Not from a personality, not from a.
He's made it work.
Just from a. And that's what I don't mean. I mean strictly football play.
Correct.
I mean strictly putting Jalen Hurts on the field and getting the most out of the player. That's what I mean. It has nothing to – I'm not talking about the relationship. I'm not talking about the team building. I'm talking about coaching up the player.
Yes.
To play the best quarterbacking he can be, I think is not a great fit with Nick Sirianni. I think, like you just said, Andy Reid. What do you think Andy Reid would be able to do with Jalen Hurts?
He would trade him.
No, I don't think so.
I do, because that's not his skill set. Maybe a quarterback.
That's not really true. I mean,
bro, he dealt with Favre. And he dealt with
Andy can coach. Andy can coach can coach, I think, any style.
Okay, he coached Alex Smith. He coached Brett Favre. He coached Donovan McNabb. And he's coached Patrick Mahomes. Can you tell me anybody that's remotely close to Jalen Hurts?
Well, Donovan,
24 years.
I mean, Donovan Early.
Donovan Early.
Right. Vic. Michael Vick.
There was success.
That's a good pull up. Yeah, Vic was electric when he was in Philly. I loved watching Vic in Philly. He was my favorite quarterback to watch in Philly. That's who I had the most fun watching as growing up was Michael Vick. 100%. Like, not even close. I freaking loved watching Michael Vick. He was fun as shit to watch.
So maybe so, because
that's what I mean. I don't think Jalen would limit Andy. I think he would just call a different offense. I think he would design the offense differently.
But
I think he would accentuate the talent of, maybe not. Maybe not. I mean, Andy's only won with Mahomes. Some people say that's a knock on Andy. Some people just say that's what you need to win, to be when you're a great coach. Belichick needed Brady, so I don't know. It's a tough one. We'll see, though. I guess we won't see, but I just think that maybe Nick is not the perfect fit in order to get the most out of Jalen Hurts, the quarterback. That's all.
Now I see why Jim Bob Cooter was considered.
Jim Bob Cooter.
He was the offensive
I wish
quality.
We hired Cooter.
Watch this. He was the offensive quality control coach in Kansas City when Sirianni was the wide receiver coach, and Brian Daboll was the OC. I didn't realize that. That's the connection with Brian Daboll and Nick Sirianni. They worked together with Andy in 2012 when they were there in 2012 before they went to Mahomes. But the reason I'm looking this up is because, to your point, he coached Matt Castle, and he was around Matt Castle. Yeah. Matt Castle, Brady Quinn, Phillip Rivers when he went to San Diego / Los Angeles, and he's never coached that style of quarterback. So at the end of the day, I mean, that's exactly correct. This has been a poor fit, but the thing that you do, and you're probably right, Nick's made it work. Okay, he's made it work.
He's definitely made it work. There's no doubt about that. You hear Ed Kratz on my show the other day? He's like, I think Nick Sirianni has a long leash in Philly.
I agree with him.
That's what he said.
I agree. I don't think they're firing him if this thing goes south. I think it's the quarterback they're moving off of.
Yeah, I'm having a hard time.
Bro, you're not making these drastic moves like this, and you're for like a flip of the coin thing here. This is drastic movement.
Yeah, but dude, they'll flop. They'll flip coaches out too.
I'll tell you what. I'll tell you where I'm going to be more convinced. If they move AJ, Nick's got a ton of leash. Because it's a rebuild.
Well, I said that this morning. I mean, if in all seriousness, to the biggest Eagle truthers out there, or Eagle honks that, maybe wear the green glasses, which is fine if you do. I don't really care. You're entitled to do that as a fan. If they get rid of AJ and they draft an offensive line who goes to the bench to replace Lane Johnson in the future, and Dallas Goedert doesn't get signed back and Reed Blankenship doesn't get signed back, I want you to really think about that for a second. Okay, what do the Eagles look like when the notification hits that A.J. Brown is gone, when the notification hits that Reed Blankenship is not going to start at safety anymore, when the notification hits that all these moves come to play and we're a fundamentally different football team? will you honestly be able to say we are trying to win big in 2026? To me, it will look like they're building for 27
and 28.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, and you, by the way, you brought that to my attention because you're like, boy, I know you want to know lineman, but you want a luxury pick right now?
Yeah.
Like, don't you want a pick that's going to go and compete and go and play and improve your football team?
Yeah. I mean, and help you today. I mean, you need help today, dude. You don't need help.
Yeah, I agree with that.
You're not in a position like right now. How about this? Where would you put the Eagles right now in the NFC?
Ranking wise?
Heading into free agency, what is it now? 10 days? About 10 days. Before free agency?
Is that how close we are? Yeah, we are getting close. It's like 10 or 12 days. Yeah.
Yeah, right. It's good. Well, it's March 11th, 4 o'clock,
yeah, so
March 11th. 12 days away. By the time the weekend gets through, you're looking at 10 to 9 days away from free agency, bro. Okay. Well, I mean, where do you rank the Eagles right now? Give me your top 5 NFC teams. I'll do it too.
That's tough. Seahawks obviously got to be up there as winning the Super Bowl. Boy, I tell you what, before I answer your question, and I will answer it, I have a take holstered right now that I am not unleashing yet.
Oh, you're like the Eagles. You're like the Eagles holding. Yeah, okay.
This is why I'm telling you this, because I heard you say that earlier. This is why I'm telling you this. I have a take holstered that JAKIB Nation is not going to like. Okay, they're not going to like it at all. Now, I'm not going to make it yet because I need to see how a couple things unfold first. But I have a take holstered right now that I'm thinking about. Cross my mind. I'll hit you with it when I'm ready. All right. Top 5 NFC teams. Seahawks. What do you think the 49ers are going to be next year?
Really good. Now, remember something, too. They didn't win the division. Okay? They finished 3rd in the division. So they're going to get another shitty schedule. But they're going to play in that tough NFC West. Okay? So, I mean, it went 1.
I kind of like the Niners right now.
Remember, the Niners are not going to have as tough a schedule because they didn't win that division. They finished 3rd in the division. And still won 12 games.
Yeah, right. They finished 3rd. I think the Rams are going to be good again.
I do too.
The Rams have young defense. They have good lines. They have Stafford, obviously. I mean,
Bro, the only guy that's old is the quarterback.
And Devontae Adams.
And Devontae.
But I think they'll thrive a little bit there. I mean, they got the tight ends. I think the Rams will be in the top 5. Could the Lions make a return to top 5? I don't know about that. They
finished 4th in the NFC North.
I think the Eagles are right around the top 5 right now. But I think look, if they do what I just said, and AJ's gone and Jalen Phillips doesn't get re-signed, and Goddard doesn't re-sign here, I mean, come on.
They're fighting with the Cowboys then for the NFC East.
Touche. Hard to deny.
If you get rid of AJ and Devontae and you lose Jalen Phillips.
No, not Devontae. Not Devontae.
Not Devontae. I'm sorry. Jalen Phillips, AJ Brown, and Dallas Goedert. You lose those 3, you're going to be battling the Cowboys for the NFC East. You agree?
Well, let's take a look at that for a second. You look at the NFC East right now. You're like a commander-ite. It's weird.
No, I'm a Jaden Daniels guy.
All right, cool. You're a commander-ite. How many? Right. What do you think they do this year? Because they fell. Let me tell you, they rose to the planet. They said hello, and then they fell off as fast as they rose, as predicted by yours truly.
I think they win 10 games.
No, I don't.
Okay.
I think they're an 8-win team.
Okay.
How many games do you think the New York Football Giants win?
I'm here, Kenneth Walker to New York.
I could see it. Be a good tandem with Scatterbo.
Kenneth Walker to New York, I heard. I heard, by the way, Mike Evans today to San Francisco. I think they're going to win 8 games. I don't think they can improve enough. They got a defense, Xander. They've got a defense, right? That defense can play. So I think they got a defense.
Their defensive line is good. Their secondary is weak.
Yeah.
They don't have good secondary.
Yeah. What do you make of that move? I'm hearing the 49ers are going to sign Mike Evans.
Mike Evans is a good player, but I don't think he's a needle mover at this stage. That's all. I think it'll work.
It's not going to be a one there.
Think about the Shanahan offense, though. He wants guys that can run with the ball, run after the catch. Get space, get in space and run and pick up yards. He wants guys running over the middle. I don't know. Mike Evans is a great perimeter wideout. He's older now. He's not going to get a lot of yak yards. He's a great player. He's got great hands, great
line of scrimmage now.
I think because he's older. Yeah. I think you're going to see that with AJ a little too. When you're not one of the naturally fastest players and speed is not a strength of yours and route running, which I don't think that's entirely true for Mike, but AJ's not the most polished route runner out there. When you age, it gets a little tougher. You got to be able to run. Like, why is Devontae Adams so good at 32 still? Because, dude, that guy can run a crisp-ass route. He was one of the best route runners in the game in his prime. So, I don't know. I'm curious to see how that goes.
Remember, when you're a 4.3 guy when you're younger and you get a little older and you're running 4.5s, you're still one of the fastest guys in the league. You know what I'm saying? Like, Tyreek Hill's going to have problems because of his injury and what he had. What do you make of the Cowboys? How many wins do you think the Cowboys have?
Well, I think the Cowboys are the biggest wild card at this point. I think if they return with that offense, which they just officially tagged George Pickens, which means he's going to wear a Cowboy uniform this year, by hook or by crook. He's going to wear a Cowboy uniform. Their whole offensive line returns. Dak Prescott returns. CeeDee Lamb returns. Ferguson's under contract. I think is Javonte Williams back for them?
Yep, he signed a contract with them this past weekend.
Now I also get a lot. I have a Cowboy buddy who always texts me. He does great stuff. Cowboy Beat. I grew up with him. I don't know if anybody knows who that is. He makes good content. Chris, he texted me today actually, and he sent me this link. Of a report that, according to Clarence Hill of All City Dallas,
really good.
The Cowboys are highly interested in Nakobe Dean. Now, if you look at that defense, their linebackers were trash last year. They tried to get Logan Wilson. Overshown was good, but didn't play the whole year. If you put Nakobe Dean as their Mike instead of the stiff Logan Wilson they traded for, and you put Overshown at the will, and you got that defensive line with those 3 defensive tackles.
That Overshown.
God. And Nakobe Dean can play. And when does Nakobe Dean thrive?
When he got 2 good guys in front of him.
Yeah. When he's got good defensive tackles in front of him. If he goes to Dallas, I'm telling you right now, he will be a player in Dallas. So I don't know. Their cornerback situation's not great. Their safety situation's not great, but if they make some good moves this summer, they could be a team. I know people don't like hearing that, but I think they could be back to 12-win Dallas.
How about this? Would that be a stake in the heart if Nakobe goes to Dallas and becomes a Pro Bowler?
I don't think it'd be a stake in the heart. I'll predict that now where Nakobe goes. He's a Pro Bowl player. I think Nakobe Dean's a Pro Bowl talent. I don't think he's going to be limited by where he goes or where he plays. I think he's a Pro Bowl talent. I'm a big fan of Nakobe Dean. I'm a fan of his game. I'm a fan of him as a player. as a person, from what I've heard and what I've seen as a leader. And I mean, if you think about that, their best spot in Dallas right now is the tackles. That is legitimately what has made Nakobe Dean a career. I mean, he played behind Jordan Davis and Jalen Carter at Georgia. Obviously, the same here in Philly. I mean, if they and they got Christian Parker who knows how to use them. Watched how Vic used them. I mean, if they're blitzing with Nakobe Dean as the Mike, shit, man, they might be in Philly territory. They don't even need a great edge rusher.
You know, you bring up a great point here, and I brought this up to you, and I should have went deeper into it. But if you end up moving off of Josh Sweat, Milton Williams, Nakobe Dean, and Isaiah Rodgers, and the 3rd round pick and Jalen Phillips, and you move off of those players, you keep telling me all the time, Xander, you can't sign them all. But can you let them all walk away? I mean, you're letting a lot of guys walk away.
I agree. That's why I said, I mean, it feels like we're teetering right now. Like, you know, the top of the top is the Super Bowl teams. Like, we were here for a while. We were up in this ballpark. It feels like after last season, we're like in the middle again. Not down here. We're in the middle. Yeah. And like, if we make the right decisions, I think we can push ourselves right back to here. But if we make the wrong decisions, I mean, I don't think the Eagles are going to be I mean, dude, if they get rid of, if AJ Brown's gone, Phillips isn't signed. See, I'm sorry. I just can't buy this. Like, I can't believe that Jeffrey Lurie would sell on 26. That doesn't add up to me. I don't see that. I don't see that at all. So, but if they did do that, man, that'd be hard. I'd have a hard time picking them to be second in the East.
I think the Cowboys.
The thing stopping me with the Giants is Dart. I'm not huge on Dart, dude. I watched more of his tape because I'm like, am I wrong? Let me make sure I, before I talk about Dart, I want to make sure I watch some more of him.
I just don't think he's
good. I went and rewatched the first 4 games before he got injured and missed a little bit of time or whatever it was, or the games where he came back. He had a lot of shit, a lot of plays that were not plays you build a career on.
Can I give you a word? It was like watching chaos football.
Yeah, right. And you can't rely on that.
No, it's like chaos. I mean, he's running up the sidelines, getting fucking blasted. He's not really like confident in the pocket. He makes plays. He's a tough kid. He's an enormous kid. You know, I didn't realize how big he was when he was at Ole Miss. But he's a big dude. So I kind of got it, but it's too chaotic. It's just, there's a lot of chaos in his game. And I like comfortable. I like confident. I like guys that are in the pocket and like guys who see the game. And people, again, I may hate everything about Hertz's ability in the pocket, but one thing he totally has vision of the game. And he sees the game. And, he'll make 6 shit plays. And you know what he'll do? He'll turn 2 plays into a play that's going to turn him into a winner in that ball game. Roethlisberger kind of played a little bit like that. Roethlisberger was a little over the board, but he made 4 plays in a game that would win ball games. The guy never lost and had a losing season and won a couple Super Bowls. So, I mean, there was a lot of chaos to his game, but.
Yeah, I mean, you can chaos. It's not the chaos I don't like. It's that I don't see the other stuff. It's that chaos seems like the only thing I see. Which is, I mean, he's a great improviser. He is. I mean, he's good scrambling, but you watch him from the pocket, I don't think he's much of a threat.
I think the Cowboys can win 11 games. I think
it all depends what they do with the defense. If they don't do much on the defense, then they're not going to be that great. I mean, Christian Parker is only a coach. I mean, he can only do so much.
Yeah, the guy's not going to be a magician. I want to bring something to your attention here. By the way, Mike Nort's going to join us at the bottom of the hour. So Todd Bowles this week in Indianapolis was saying this when asked a question by Rick Stroud, who covers the team and is a Hall of Fame voter. And Rick asked him the question about Josh Grizzard and said this: one of the reasons that our defense was not very good this year is because I had to spend most of my time with the offense, in-game play calling, because we started losing confidence in Josh Grizzard. And by the way, for the record, all of you, I'm not buying this. I think it's an excuse machine. However, he said that took away from my focus on the defensive side of the football. And basically, this week, the entire organization, Jason Light, the GM, and the head coach, blamed Josh Grizzard on why the team sputtered. I happen to think it was injury and not as good of a roster as people think it is. That
Wait
being
a second.
said,
The whole organization is blaming Josh Grizzard.
yes.
You know what I hate in life? You know what I hate in life? I hate a failure to take accountability.
Boy, and you know what? I blasted Todd Bowles the other day in the morning because I said, that fucking coach cannot admit when he was asked the question directly about his defense, he couldn't say this, Xander. My defense stunk. He blamed it on Grizzard.
I mean, that's stupid. You know, say what you want about Sirianni. Sirianni gets to the end of the year, fires his buddy coach and says, yeah, the coaching staff's on me. I mean, have some accountability. You had a shit season. You're going to blame the offensive coordinator that you fired?
For your defense.
Which, by the way, who was, you know, the offense was the reason you were winning games earlier in the year. That's a joke. Sounds like a bunch of cupcakes in that building. Is nobody there telling them?
The Eagles didn't believe it.
Oh, God.
The Eagles didn't believe it.
I hope good. The Eagles shouldn't believe it. I wouldn't believe any of that shit. You know, it's true. All these teams lie. They all lie. They all lie to make themselves look good. That's all they do.
I could not believe it. All week long, Xander, they were blaming Josh Grizzard for Todd Bowles' defense. And I said, okay, we're going to find out here who's right. You think the Grizzard hire's good?
I think it's inconsequential.
Okay.
He's the pass game coordinator. I mean, you know, Parks Frazier was a pass game coordinator. Who was the pass game coordinator when Kellen Moore was here? Who was the pass game coordinator when Shane Steichen was here? Do you even remember? Does anybody even know?
I don't.
It's not to say that it doesn't matter at all, but it's not it's not like, oh, we hired Josh Grizzard and Tampa Bay thinks he's the reason that the whole ship went on fire. Come on, that's a load of shit. I'm not buying that for a single second.
I couldn't believe it. All right, so as next week starts, did you come?
You must be ripping them down in Tampa.
I did. I killed them. I'm like, that's a lame ass excuse for you not taking accountability for your own failures. Why can't you just say, my defense? Get this. When asked about his defense, he goes, it wasn't the problem. I'm like, bro, your defense stunk. You couldn't cover a cold. You were another team, kind of a little bit like the Eagles. In September, it was Liars Month. But they were worse in the back end. They were completely worse. After this full week of all the AJ stuff, has the Xander Krause meter moved in any way? Here it is. Here's the Xander Krause meter. Did it go this way? Yeah. AJ's gone, or did it go this way? He's staying.
I am torn on this, man. Everything is pointing to AJ. It looks like AJ is going to be gone, but I continue to go back to, really? We all think that Howie Roseman is going to lose a trade badly, most likely, to placate to AJ? I don't know, man.
Well, wait. Does Howie play the short game or the long game in how he builds the team?
Well, that's why I said, are they building for 26 or not? I mean, if you ship AJ off, you're not trying to compete in 26, are you?
In his eyes,
how could we? Oh, let's do the math here. You're going to get rid of AJ Brown. You're going to hire an offensive coordinator that's never called a play of football in his fucking life.
You told me they're arrogant.
They are arrogant.
Okay. Well, He doesn't believe. He doesn't believe that if what you're saying. He believes in their process. He believed in it last year when they were team was shopping. Why wouldn't he believe it again? Right? Why wouldn't he?
Yeah. Well, maybe you're right about that, Sills. Maybe you're right about that, brother. I don't freaking know. I don't think they're going to trade him now. I don't. I'll say this. It will genuinely, when it hits, if it does hit, if I get the notification AJ's been traded, it will shock me.
It will.
It will surprise me. It will surprise me.
So will you be more shocked if he stays, or will you be more shocked if he goes?
I'll be more shocked if he goes. Now, what do you think of? I heard a 1 and a 3 or a 1 and a 2. Excuse me.
Depends the team. I'm saying it's New England.
A 1 and a 2. I can't be too mad, but I will think they're not competing this year.
1 and a 3. New England. 1 and a 3. New England. I'm telling you. And I'm telling you how he's going to look at it like this. They've got the 23rd pick, and they'll have next year, they'll have, as of right now, the 31st pick. I don't believe New England's going to win 10 ball games next year. I think that pick's going to be somewhere around 13. So depending on what you do, if you do have a step back year, you might have the 15th and 13th pick in the NFL draft next year.
The 15th and the 13th pick. We're having the 32nd pick in the NFL draft next year.
No, because you'll get the Patriots pick.
No, we're going to have the 32nd pick in the NFL draft next year.
Oh, that's right, because you're going to win because AJ's back, right?
AJ's back. Galen's balling. Sean Mannion is the OC of the year. Nick Sirianni is the coach of the year. Saquon Barkley's running wild. AJ Brown, 1,500. Devontae Smith, 1,200. Oh, baby.
Do you think hey, before we get Mike in here, what the hell is he? Hey, by the way, do you think that Jalen throws for $4,000?
No. I already learned my lesson with that. No.
I already learned my lesson with that.
Well, I predicted that last year. I mean, I'm not predicting that again.
Okay. All right.
He throws for $36.50.
$36.50. Let's get to some of these supers here.
Here's Kimberly. Bosses scapegoating are not good leaders in life. Agreed. Something goes wrong in life, it's on you. Whether it's on you or it's not on you, it's on you. And if you don't believe that, then that's the problem. John Snow says, didn't Andy fire or not re-sign Nick in KC?
Didn't Andy? Yes, he did.
Yes. When he got hired in KC, Nick was like an assistant there. But that's
right. That's right.
Here's Cody. Smith best route runner since Isaac Brook. All right, Isaac Bruce. All right, relax, Cody. I don't know about that. Here's Sig Lord. Hey, AJ, we're good now. We have Britton Covey. This is what I'm saying, Sig Lord. I mean, really?
Let's see here. Where are these? I got to get the Bears going here.
All right, here's Enticed Ramen. He had the number one rusher and a good defense, just like Hertz. I heard that. All right, we got all these. All right, we got them all, Sills.
Before I get to Mike North here, I can't wait to read this because I sent you the official NFLPA report card, right? You saw it.
Yeah. I read
Mike,
it. Yep.
How dare Mike ever talk about the McCaskey family ever again? The McCaskey family average rating is perceived as willingness to invest in facilities. 9 out of 10 from the Bear players. The players feel like the McCaskey family moderately contributes to the positive success. However, the players feel that the McCaskey family is extremely committed to building a competitive team for the city of Chicago. Wow, what's Mike North talking about? What is, I mean,
the state of
wait
Indiana.
a minute here, man. I thought the McCaskey family was villain number one, the Indiana Bears. What's going on here, man?
That sounds awful. All right, Sills, good show, brother. I'll catch you.
Got you, bro. Talk to you soon, brother.
Later, dude.
You got it. That is my boy, Big Z. What in God's name is Mike North talking about when it comes to the McCaskey family? They're looked at as great owners. Holy shiskies. I mean, like, hey, let's go over to my friend and get the skinny on this. And I'm going to go here. I'm going to pull up. I sent you guys the original. There's A's and B's across the board here. I've got to get Mike North's take on this. Let's bring in the legend from Chicago himself. He is our friend, Mike North. How dare anybody say anything about the McCaskey family when the NFL players say they're great owners, Mike?
It's that they're employees. How'd you like playing for Miami University? Was everything great when you were there?
I could have, used a little bit
I mean,
more.
would you have blasted the administration when you were there, Dan?
If I talked any kind of shiznick on Jimmy Johnson, Coach, everything's great.
Yeah. So basically, that's what we're talking about here, and it's off a winning season. So if you would have taken that in 23 or 24, it's a different deal. But I read all that crap yesterday, and it's all BS. I mean, from all the teams, how they treat the families and everything else. If you ask anybody how they like their bosses or their surroundings at their local radio station that they work at, what are they going to say? You know what they're going to say. They're going to say, I love it here. It's the greatest thing of all time. This is the greatest. But you know what? They're coming off a winning season. And, it came at a time where they've only had 9 since the year 2000, that family. So I don't care what current players actually say. I've been here since 1961. And after 105 years at Soldier Field and Wrigley Field, all of a sudden they're concerned about fans' comfort. So, it's a bunch of BS. It looks like they are going to go back to Arlington, the latest we got. Plus, there are taxes now being proposed by Indiana when the Bears were told basically they're going to get everything free. And they said, yeah, well, it's the people that are going to be charged. Now we're hearing that 50% of Indiana folks don't want them. So this thing is starting to unravel a little bit. We know Arlington's the best site. It's got all the infrastructure. And I'm just trying to figure out, the Horseshoe Casino's been in Hammond, Indiana since 2003. And they're still a one-horse town. What happened? They take in like 39, 40 million a year. Where's all the money going? So I get a kick out of it all. It's going to be fun. It's really quelled down. They met with the legislator. They got by the first hurdle. So it looks like now I may be right, but you never know. It's the McCaskey family. I'm hearing George McCaskey just can't face moving to Indiana because of Papa Bear Alice and because of the lineage and where they started. And it just doesn't seem like a good fit. It will seem unnatural. Even in their song, it says they're the pride and joy of Illinois. So, I mean, it's just a thing right now. It's what Chicago does. You have a great year, and then you sully it with this nonsense, either, good or bad. I'm experiencing the Chicago Bulls with a team that's not even a G League team now. Only they would start tanking late. They're not going to get any better but a 6 or 7 pick. If you're going to tank like you're tanking now, and they haven't won in the month of February, you would have thought they would have done this in November. But now what kind of pick are you going to get even if you finish 7th or 8th? I see the Blackhawks. They make excuses about the Blackhawks saying, well, they're still young. They're no younger. Montreal's younger than them, and they're 32-17. Columbus is younger than them. Buffalo's younger than them, and they're all winning. So they all got a bunch of BS. I've been around too long to be hoodwinked by any of it, and we'll see what happens. But I've gotten a kick out of it all, and I've stayed fast with the fact that they're going to stay in Arlington.
Mike, do you think Chicago sports is in a good place right now?
Horrible. The White Sox over and under 66. They've lost 100 games 3 years in a row. The Cubs are the only team basically that are trying to win. People would like to see them do more, but the Cubs, they invested $800 million in Wrigley Field, and they refurbished the whole thing. Never asked the state for any money. The Ricketts just paid for it on their own. So that's where the whole situation comes. We have nothing but families that own teams in Chicago, and you got some that will spend and some that won't.
You think the Eagles should trade A.J. Brown?
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. I was reading, I think about you when I read about the Eagles. I do, because we have a lot of fun here and stuff like that. And we've also, I've asked steadfast in that he's a cancer. And I like what Sirianni said the other day, that, we can't guarantee he'll be back. Well, he's got a contract. So basically he's telling them, we want you out. And I would like to see them get rid of him. He was unprofessional on the sidelines with the coaching staff. He dropped 3 balls that should have been caught. He's a me guy. And I'd prefer that he go somewhere else if I'm a Philadelphia fan. And I also read your tweet today, and I said, I'll save it for Danny. I'll save it for him because he's a special guy. He's a special friend. Jesus, the hair a little bit. I'm doing the Ray Milan.
Again, knocking it out of the park with that.
I'm doing the Ray Milan bio today. But I read what you said today about the coordinators. They're all cowards if they didn't want the Philadelphia job to work with a 2-time Super Bowl quarterback. And I look at Jalen Hurts, and I see that he's been to the Super Bowl twice. I look at Lamar Jackson, and I look at Josh Allen, and I look at the kid from L.A., the Chargers. They've never sniffed it. So if you're an offensive coordinator and you were offered a job, okay, and you're currently out of a job, and you didn't want the Eagle job, you're a coward. You get a chance to work with a kid that's in the gym at 5 o'clock in the morning. Maybe you could help him. But now, according to what you said, and I believe you.
Then why did they all shun it, Mike? Why did Dable and why did Mike McDaniel? Why did all these guys? And they hired a guy who's only been a coach for 2 years.
Yeah.
Why did they hire a guy like that? And
Dable made a good move. These guys already know that they have other opportunities. This guy with the 2 years doesn't. You
know what, Mike? To what you're saying too. This is like one of the first years I saw coordinators recruited. Instead of guys needing jobs, usually you'll take a job because you need it, right?
Absolutely.
Well, these guys were recruited this year.
Yeah, and they didn't, and they said, there are better circumstances than the Eagles job, considering what you did say, considering that you said, a lot of these coordinators don't last, and Jalen Hurts would be the first to tell you. It seems like he's got a different one almost every year. And I give him all the credit in the world. I love him. But I think the coordinator, when you got Barkley in your backfield and when you got Jalen Hurts, who's a 2-time Super Bowl quarterback, you got other things that have to be addressed. I would have taken the job. But see, once again, I'm not an experienced coordinator. Anybody new. I'm glad that kid took the job. I'm rooting for him. And you know what? I think A.J. Brown, once you get rid of him, you have a closer locker room. You won't have a divider. I mean, the guy was reading a book on the sidelines during the football game, showing no interest at all in trying to be the story. And I'm a team guy. I don't like it. I think it's a bad look for a Super Bowl champion to have a guy like that on the team.
How about this, Mike? I said this to Xander, and I'm going to throw this at you here too. So, when Patrick Mahomes, they moved Tyreek Hill off that football team.
Mm-hmm.
He went to 3 Super Bowls and won 2.
Mm-hmm.
When Josh Allen left and didn't have Stephon Diggs, he became a better quarterback and won the MVP the next year. JSN, when they moved DK Metcalf, all of a sudden DK Metcalf, was with the Steelers, and JSN became the best receiver in pro football, and Darnold won. How do you think that'll affect Jalen Hurts if you take A.J. Brown off that team?
Well, I think they'll try to find somebody else, number one. Number two, I think he was a negative effect on the Eagles in plenty of games last year. So we're not talking about a guy that was bringing his lunch bucket like Devontae Smith. to keep his mouth shut. Not that you can't, to put your team out there, to act, to be like this, reading the book during a football game. That to me, I said I would want nothing to do with this guy. And it looks like the Eagles are saying the same thing. Because if Sirianni said it, how do you think the general manager feels? If Sirianni was free to say it, I don't know. They apparently talked about it, and I hear nothing but good things about the general manager. And I like Sirianni. I like Sirianni for having the guts to stand up to his player on the sidelines. But in the second quarter of a game like that, and to drop 3 balls after you make yourself the show, and I'm not a Johnny come lately. I was, from the time we've met and the time I've been on this show, I've been against him. And if he goes somewhere else, good. And if he ends up going to a Super Bowl, good. But you guys have had guys like this before, Terrell Owens.
Yeah.
There's other guys, Chad Johnson. What do these guys got? Where are their rings? You know what I mean? They just the wide receivers, they just like to talk. But when it becomes a detriment to your football team, then see you later, in my opinion.
How about Mike Evans to Chicago? There's a conversation, Mike Evans to Chicago. There's a conversation, Mike Evans to San Francisco.
Mm-hmm.
Look, he's long in the tooth. He's not a 1. Okay,
no.
But I still think he's got juice left.
Well, yeah.
What
about Baker Mayfield losing him? I mean,
he's a free agent now. So
I know, but the Tampa Bay Buccaneers can look at him if they want.
Okay, well, here, let me go there with that then.
Okay.
Here's what the Bucs are saying then. Hey, listen, this guy has earned the right to test free agency for the job he did. You know what I said? That would be like me saying this to my wife. Hey, look, we've been married 37 years. You deserve the opportunity to go out and try to find another guy. And if you find another guy, go right ahead. No problem. Hey, dude, when you love somebody and you saying that you love that player, you make everything possible to make that guy stay here. And here's the money that it'll take for you to stay in Tampa Bay. To me, that's double talk. That's like, you're not being truthful with the player here, because if you love a guy, you're going to do whatever it takes to keep the guy.
I think Mike Evans has been as good as A.J. Brown.
He's been better.
So I would say this to the Eagles. If you lose A.J. Brown, why wouldn't you go after Mike Evans? Why wouldn't you? I mean, because that's a comparable receiver. And he's got a Super Bowl ring. I saw something on Twitter where one of the guys goes, he needs to go somewhere else because he's never won a Super Bowl. I go, buddy.
Oh, that was Jason McIntyre with Colin Coward. And he didn't know that. He didn't know Evans won a Super Bowl.
Yeah, we all go. It's called talk show hell. I mean, that's talk show hell when you make a mistake like that. You can feel the flames burning from the seat of your pants when you say something like that. But if you said to me the Eagles are going to get Evans, I don't think a lot of Philadelphia fans would be disappointed because the guy's a professional. He comes out to play. He'll keep his mouth shut, and he'll try to win football games for you. And you're not, like you just said, you know your game, Danny. He's not done.
No.
He's not done.
No,
I think there's a couple teams that could use him. I don't think the Bears will go for him. I know they want to get rid of DJ Moore because DJ Moore did not perform up to capabilities last year. He missed a big pass at the end. But I mean, when a tight end rookie ends up out receiving for yardage your wide receivers, it's time to take a look at your wide receivers. I love DJ Moore, but he can go somewhere else and still make a good living, just like the year before Keenan Allen left the Bears. And we had a better year without Keenan Allen, and he went over to back to the Chargers.
I got to ask you about the Olympic hockey team. What do you make of all the dust up of the liberal side of the aisle taking shots at the U.S. hockey team for going to the State of the Union and for going to the White House?
First of all, I hope the women go, but if they don't go to the White House, I don't give a rat's ass. Okay, number one. Okay. But they should go, and I was proud of both teams.
Yep.
But don't give me the game now. The president jokes around with me. I'm not going to go. When he says, "Yeah, I guess we got to invite the women too," I'm not, as a player, I'm not going to go. Why is that funny, Mr. President? Why are you saying something like that? If you've ever been in any kind of locker room from high school on, there's jokes spread all the time. And you know what? If you want to play that game, fine. I saw Megan Rapinoe today, who's the most repulsive human being on earth, in her in her, I guess it's going to be Rocky 7, where she's dressed like Burgess Meredith now, as the manager. My God, I saw that outfit. I didn't know David Spade he's on tour right now. Holy Christ. All you have to do is watch a Rocky movie. She's got the exact same outfit on. It's like, and I'm afraid it's going to be a woke Rocky, where the transsexual that beat up the guys, the big one with the black hair, plays Sylvester Stallone's role, and Megan Rapinoe comes out as Burgess Meredith's role. I mean, my God. I don't have a stocking cap as like that. My God, what the hell's going on? Hey, Rock, don't kneel if you lose. Oh, God.
Oh, my God.
Am I right or wrong? Does he wear the same outfit?
Beat him, Rock.
Yeah. So where's the same dad outfit? Wearing the same outfit. I'm looking at it today. I'm like this. I went to Wikipedia. I go, Burgess Meredith. And he's like this. And he's got the same outfit on with the same scowl that she's got for being anti-American.
Megan Rapinoe.
Oh, my God. I can't believe she's Italian. My wife's Italian. She's a stone box. This one here looks like she works on the docks. My God.
Oh my
She was one of the extras in On the Waterfront with JAKIB.
I could have been a contender.
Oh, you let me down. You let me down.
Oh my God, Mike.
This is what I do, folks. It's entertainment. That's entertainment.
What did the Bears do in the draft, dude?
They better go defense. And, I'm hearing, first of all, let me just say this. We're hearing crap about Max Crosby. Can I just say this? I watched them all, from Deacon Jones to Carl Eller, from Doug Atkins to J.J. Watt. Here's what I'll say.
Richard Dent,
all of them, Hartenstein, all these guys. I don't want Max Crosby. He had 10 sacks last year in 17 games. He played on a crap team. I get it. But you know what? There were games I didn't even hear his name. So I'm hearing all of a sudden that this guy's the difference. I don't want him. I think we got a lot of young. I don't want to overpay for him. Okay. We tried that with Montez Sweat. He's been okay. He had an okay year last year. But changing locales. I watched a lot of Raider games, Danny. I mean, Micah Parsons and Garrett are heads and tails above these guys. About this guy. I left end, if you got a good blocker, you might not hear his name.
Yeah.
Okay. He'll find his spots against weaker opponents. But there were games last year, he didn't have all that. And to have 10 sacks only, I know they all talk about the hurries now. I saw Dan Marino and Brady and all these guys hurried my whole life, and every pass was completed. It's called, you got to put the guy on the ground once in a while, and 10 times to me doesn't do it.
And plus, the Raiders want a 1, and they want a
player in 2-1s. They want a
player in 2-1s. That's right.
And then I'm hearing Bear fans go, well, you know what? We could give them DJ Moore in 2-1s. I'd go, you people are out of your mind. You don't give up 2-1s for Max Crosby. You give up 2-1s for a guy like Saquon Barkley if he was available and he had a good offensive line or what have you. I mean, basically. So the Bears had a successful year without Max Crosby. Would they have the same year? And next year, if they add him, it won't be just up to him, but it's got to be on the defensive side of the ball that they draft, period.
The Bulls have lost 11 straight.
I'm watching them last night, and I watch it here. The Bulls are the only team that decides in the second half of the season to tank. Most teams, so we could finish 6th or 7th because there's 5, 6, 7 teams ahead of them, Danny. You know what I mean? There's 5, 6, 7 teams ahead of them. So now I'm saying to myself, why are you tanking? And then they get rid of Vukovic, who's playing good with the Celtics. I knew he would. They're a disgrace to the city of Chicago. They're a disgrace to the legacy Jordan built. But what they did is they figured it out. My nephew, who's a father, he took his 10-year-old son, my great nephew, Marco, to a Bulls game. He asked him, what'd you think about that Bulls win afterwards? It was like 7th on his list of the experience of going to the game. They got blimps. They got great food. They got halftime entertainment. The Asian girl that put the cups on the head. They got, you know what I'm saying?
Yes.
I'd like to hire her for a party, just to wheel around the living room. You know what I mean? And serve drinks. But they got like 8 things. They got unbelievably a great show. The NBA's figured out the entertainment aspect. But there's never been more teams. If you look up the odds right now, there's like 10 teams that are 250 to 1, maybe more. That's how bad the product is. And the tanking is sickening. I watched the game last night. It's a joke. It's a G League team, but they charge major league prices.
Where will the Bears play if they do start building this stadium? Will they play down in Champaign and go down there?
They'll still play at Soldier Field, okay, until
that's right. They don't have to move out.
They don't have to move out, but they're not. If they move to Arlington, it will be the smartest thing they can do. They inherited an 8-point. Dan, it's like me and you, them saying to me and you, you've inherited an $8.9 billion football team. Oh, good. Well, we'd like to build a new stadium. Well, you inherited an 8.9 billion. You guys were both, in radio and stuff. Yeah. Okay. Well, yeah, that's true. Well, so build it. Well, no, we want property tax relief. We want property tax. Can you imagine inheriting an $8.9 million charter franchise and you don't want to give $1 out of 10? You want everything for free? And everybody knows what happened to Pontiac, St. Louis. Everybody knows what happened to Landover, Maryland. They all came back to the city.
Yeah.
Because not every move works. And believe me, folks, moving to Hammond, Indiana will not be an overwhelming success. It will be out of place. And for what? And they said for fan comfort, to drive another half hour to Indiana? That's what you want fan comfort for? Folks, you're not going to get this anywhere else. You won't hear this on Rich Eisen's show. That I can promise you. Because everything's good. We should play in Bangladesh next year.
God. No. We should be doing banquets here. Hey, Mike.
I honestly believe on the NFL Network, if somebody sent them a report.
Oh, I agree.
That next year, the NFL, that the Raiders are going to play the Dolphins in Somalia. These hackwits on the radio would say, that's a good idea, bringing football to the Middle East.
Oh, my God.
My God.
Football in Somalia.
Yeah. And Elian Omar is going to sing the national anthem. And there's people, just like the people that think it's a good idea that write for the Bears and hang out at Hallis Hall, they think it's a good idea that they go to Indiana. Because if they say the Bears are stupid for moving to Indiana, they're gone. They're gone.
I think it's a good idea.
That's what they would. You know this. There are people that are associated in radio. Look, there are people that are associated in radio that do radio from the football headquarters. From the Bear. We do remotes on AM 1000. If they said we're gonna play, we're going to Somalia and we're gonna bring the Super Bowl champions. Oh, that's wonderful. That's
Elian Omar, she's going to sing the national anthem, right?
And they go to, that's patriotic. I mean, I'm just being honest.
You must have been a fan of her at the State of the Union then.
Oh, I loved it. You know what? Look, I never got unhinged by who was president, because if I really did become unhinged over people I didn't like that were elected president, at the age of 30, I would have looked like Mark Twain. Okay. My hair would have been white. I would have lost my mind. But they're presidents. You respect what the Olympic team did. I'd love to go to the White House. I don't care if Obama was, I respect the presidency.
I went. Reagan.
And it's got to be awesome.
It is.
And the 85 Bears got chipped out of going, I remember. And then they ended up getting the opportunity. But I heard the Seattle Seahawks.
Why did the Bears not go? Was it because of a Challenger or something like that?
I think, it was the Challenger. Yeah. and they didn't go, but they went. And when McMahon went with the Packers, he wore the Bear jersey, which I thought was cool.
Yeah.
But I fought for this country, and so did when I think of some of the people that live in this country now, that my comrades during the Vietnam era, 57 that lost their lives, I'm ashamed. I really am. People lost their kids for the nonsense. And, being a patriot is something I'm proud of, and I don't care what anybody says.
I'm with you, man. I mean, like, I really don't care who's in the White House either, man. I
never did.
Hey,
I remember Jesse Jackson asking me, who's this Obama? He's asking me. And I said, because he came out of nowhere, right? And guess what? If Obama said, Mike, come to the White House, I would have been there on the next plane. The same thing goes for Bush or for Clinton. I met President Bush.
Yeah.
In Chicago, they had a thing for businessmen from rags to riches. George Bush came up, shook me and my wife's hand. I was proud of it. If Obama did that, I would have been proud of it. So, I mean, I just don't understand it. And people are all bent out of shape. I mean, I see the people from like 5 years ago that didn't like this president, and I see them now. It's like they went into a Hollywood studio and got made up.
Hey, Mike, let me tell you. So I met Bush, and he was a really great guy.
He was.
And so I told him, I go. He goes, yeah, I hear you have a problem with me as president. I go, no. I don't have a problem with you as president. I have a problem with the fact that you traded Sammy Sosa. And he goes, because he ran the Texas Rangers, and I go, I don't know if I could trust you there, George, because you traded Sosa. You had the guy in the building, and now he's in the Chicago. I mean, I don't know. And he goes, oh, my God, that was one of the worst moves we ever made.
That's only because the guy cheated. That's only because he cheated.
Oh,
because
so
I'll tell you, that whole team of Juan Gonzalez, Alex Rodriguez, Pudge Rodriguez. I'm doing this all allegedly.
That's right.
Okay. Josh Hamilton.
All juicers.
All of them. So, you know what? Sosa was the worst of them all. He's the guy that benefited. He was a 240 hitter with the White Sox. He weighed 100. He was so skinny when he was in the studio with me. I called him the Panther. Because he was sleek. I see him like 10 years later. He goes like this, and muscles are popping out all over the place. Crazy. But that whole team, and Ron, that whole team was filled with juicers. That was the wrong place for Hamilton to go. Okay, if you remember, he was on other teams, and he went there, and I go, wow. And then Ron Washington's doing cocaine, and then he gets another job as a manager.
Hey, and by the way, I saw Sammy Sosa about 2 months ago. I didn't recognize the guy. I don't know what happened.
When he dyed his skin white, we were all in shock. He was whiter than us. I go, Sammy, are you that bored?
He looked like Megan Rapinoe.
Yeah, Megan Rapinoe's the new what was Rocky manager's name? Burgess Meredith's name.
Burgess, what was his name?
Mick.
Mickey.
She's the new Mick. She's the new Mick.
All right, man. Let me go. Hey, next week, Mike, we will catch you. Tell the folks where they can find you.
Listen, I'm on ESPN 1000. The Odds Couple thing is up now. I also have, you can check me out on Twitter. I give out picks, including tonight at 5:30 every night Central on North to North. Check me out in the bar room. I had a couple shows this week. Somebody big just died. I had Jesse Jackson on. We've done stuff like Rob Reiner and other people. That's a good thing. Check out all the podcasts, but check out my guy, ladies and gentlemen, Big Dan. That's right, because I could call him Dan because I'm
absolutely
older. Yeah, I call him Dan because we got this relationship. See,
yes, sir.
And boy, it's been a lot of fun, and I enjoyed it. And hey, I was almost late today. I almost forgot. I better get down there.
Yeah.
You guys I got there, I think, at 3:29:58.
There you go. Mike, we'll catch you next week. Thank you. Have a great weekend, my friend.
All right, guys. Take care. Say hi to Xander and everybody.
You
All
guys.
right?
That is the
All right,
legendary
pal.
Mike North, one of the truly greatest sports talk guys of all time. All right. Big Z's in the mountains right now, and he's with his family. and I'm keeping him from his family. So you know what we're going to do? We are going to call it a day because Big Z's got the entire family there. And we will see you guys on Monday. I'm sure the content is going to be absolutely off the charts, especially coming out of the weekend. Make sure you guys have a great one. We will see you on Monday going 2 to 6. And have yourself a great weekend. Please hit the like button, and we'll see you on Monday. Have a great weekend, and we'll see you on the flip side.